if you want to do the recap.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, so last session began a few moments after Brother left, with him returning a dazzling platinum egg, which held not his familiar Warforged vestige, but an intricate draconic facade, an imitation of what he used to look like. Happy safe, the group helped him out of the egg and investigated the opening carnival. Grin attempted to help Minsk and his pet guinea pig Boo win some prizes, but unfortunately neither of them could. Kino was messaged by Mr. Light, who wanted to meet with everyone in their caravan. Once we met with Mr. Light and Mr. Witch, they told us that a powerful blast to the outside of the carnival had rocked the demiplane in the middle of the night, and they had to move. While this was a major change to the schedule, the group had enough time to double back to Zafixo's campsite to get the Eye to help pack up his ride and hand it over to Mr. Witch before heading to the Hall of Mirrors. Inside, Mr. Light escorted them to the end of the hall, to the mirror that would lead them to Prismere. They found a man trapped within it, stuck between the ride aspect of the extraplanar mirror and the hall itself. The group said their goodbyes and stepped through it, knocking the stranger out of his suspended animation. And they all landed safely on a tall bridge in Prismere. Once through, the man introduced himself as, uh, I'm just saying this correctly, Ivar?
I believe it's Ivar. Yep.
Uh,
Sorry, I was muted. Correct.
okay, perfect. And he said he entered the carnival from Cormyr and had gotten trapped between the planes when he tried to leave a maze at the end of the Hall of Mirrors. Kino messaged Jandra, and Kylena heard screams coming from a careening hot air balloon, which crashed into a tower of brambles. Kylena, Whirl, and a polymorphed Fentrix scouted ahead while Grin, Henri, Brother, and Kino and Ivar featherfalled themselves off of the bridge to the swampy forest floor of the Feywild. Kylena and Whirl found a purple fairy dragon gentleman within a cage in the basket of the balloon, and warned them of the giant serpents surrounding the tower. The session ended with Fentrix polymorphed into an owl, trying to warn the other group of the serpents, while Ivar spoke an inspirational poem.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I am almost done with my asset import. Just talk amongst yourselves for like 2 minutes.
How about that weather?
There was a tornado here the other day that like ripped apart a town not too far from me.
A tornado in Long Island?
Yeah.
Apparently there was one in Brantford.
What?
Horrible.
Yeah. It like destroyed a town not too far from me and then flooded the place where I would take the ferry to visit you guys.
Yeah, like right during or after the thunderstorm that we had the other day, apparently there was a tornado, like a touchdown tornado in Brantford.
Same thing here. We had like tornado warnings all over the place.
The storm
Which I
was
guess it
nice
was a
though.
bit
I liked the
warning.
thunderstorm.
Oh, I love the wind and the thunder. I'm all for it.
Yeah. It was super funny because like I was in the middle of a game and my mom came in and she was like, "Oh, we have like a big thunderstorm coming," and I was like, "What, right now?" And I looked outside and it was all sunny, and she was like, "Yeah," and then like not 2 minutes later it got cloudy and and stormy.
All right. Let's see if this works. Okay. Hold on 1 second. What? Okay. Okay. We'll see if this crashes everything, guys. I'm sorry. Just give me one more second. I'm importing like a terribly large asset between two boards, and it's just going to be hit or miss. Oh my god, that worked. Okay, very cool. Mm. Okay. Wow. Okay. Awesome. All right. Okay, sorry. I'm almost done now. Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to start right where we left off. So, Fintrix, you were, I believe, contemplating on getting someone high enough so that we could mage hand Sir Talavar out.
I think he's
Is that
already out.
correct? Oh, I think you're right. I think that did happen.
Yeah, I used telekinesis to pull it out.
That is correct. I'm looking at my notes right now. Let's see. All right. So, one of the things that you have now noticed, World, between looking at this and looking back in the book, is there's a couple things that that you do like that are plainly aware to you. First and foremost, the map is not exactly to scale. And what's also strange is that the tower, if it were to scale, would be 30 miles high or something, and it's clearly not. It's only a couple 100 feet high. The other thing is that it's almost like it's a representation of this, because the tower looks different to you than it looks like in what you're looking at in your map. And for now, you're going to shrug this off, but it's just something to take note of. The map is not to scale, and it looks like these are more representations of things than anything else. But you still see underneath you, and it's somewhere in this direction here, as we're looking at this, those giant snakes, now that they've been pointed out, that are also hiding within the brambles. So so I believe you guys are still flying, correct, Fintrix?
I want to say they're on the ground because I went to go warn the other guys and came back after they pulled the.
And World, did you stay with him, or did you just get dropped off?
I don't remember.
It was just the owl because we had to play pantomime with the
That's
danger
right.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just the okay. All right. And Fintrix, are you currently with Group A, or are you back with Fintrix and Kylena? I mean
Back
with
with Kylena because the session ended with
Kylena
me
Wolf.
leaving to go get them. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you guys have just gotten this cage then out. Uh so right now, and I think I showed the art to you, there's a small dragon with he's like pinkish in color. I can bring this back up for you as well.
Oh god, the
Uh,
picture again.
Sir
yeah,
Talavar.
Sir Talavar. Yeah.
That's my favorite white boy.
The handsome Squidward dragon.
That's perfect.
Bring
I
him
Well,
up.
stole
officially,
fair.
yeah.
I have to say I stole that joke from Tom.
We'll officially start in 1 second as I get my notes and do housekeeping. I'm sorry, guys, too. It's because I had to import that asset. But so if you guys are both back there, and according to my notes, we have not really interacted with him yet. What Fintrix? What was the last thing that you were doing with the other group? That you were trying to decide if you were flying them over, correct?
Well, we
No,
talked.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I was trying to stop them from
Flying over. Okay.
flying over, and then I was gonna go bring the other two back to them because I'm aware of the snakes being there.
Well,
He
let's
conveyed that there was danger ahead, so we're not moving forward. We just know that there's bad stuff. We don't know what.
All right, let's start from that moment then to make it easier on me while I get everything set up. We'll start exactly from that moment and then go from there. So you guys are so the other thing that's also very very distinct for you, especially where you are getting back, is that the water level has creeped up just a little bit in this murky area that you're going through. It's still very swamp like. There is what looks like a very pronounced river that goes in between where Fintrix has just flown over to go through things. But remember, it also smells pleasant, piney. Doesn't smell like a bog at all. And you guys have now done that thing where basically Fintrix is trying to warn you.
So that isn't it noticeable that the water level's gone up a little bit? You said.
Just a tiny bit, but it is noticeable.
Is there
Like
like
we're talking like an inch or two, but it's
Okay.
noticeable.
Is there like a noticeable sun or moon that I can?
So as you look up into the sky to see, there's literally just twilight here with no noticeable sun or moon at all. You're not exactly sure where the light's coming from. You can't see any celestial bodies at all currently.
Oh, fun. My favorite.
What's the change in altitude in this landscape? Is it all flat?
So off in the distance, there are some hills where I'll show you in Albert. So off into the distance over in this direction here, there are certainly some highlands and hills and other things. But for the most part, when you look to the north, it is actually relatively flat land. And when you look off into the north, you can actually see all the way up to the second portion of the Queensway, which is this giant bridge that goes through here. But this is how you also notice now to yourself that this there's no way that your map in the book can be to scale at all. It must just be representative of what's going on here, and not exactly to scale. So, um,
Do I have any idea where the water is originating from?
the water does look like it's if it's coming from anywhere, it's not coming from beyond the mist, and you do see the mist. So when you start looking through, for instance, the gallows here of the Queensway, you notice that there is a prevalent fog and mist that kind of surrounds this entire area, and it goes up from all the way out to where you can see too. The mist itself is thick and heavy, smells very sweet, and every now and then it like seeps into where you guys are as well, and it's certainly tingly and pervasive, to the point that you probably wouldn't necessarily trust the mist. So it is there's something substantial going on with this mist as well, for sure.
Is it a barrier or is it moving towards us?
It looks like it's just loftily going towards you, but it doesn't look like it's necessarily moving towards you. It could be a barrier for sure, and you don't know yet without doing some kind of interaction with it. But yeah, it's wafting in your direction, but it doesn't look like it's approaching on you, if that makes sense.
Okay. So just a note. So Ivar, he's in a group that obviously these guys have been together for a while. He's still not quite sure what's going on. So he's just going to be keeping an eye out, playing support. He'll be fairly quiet for now until it might make sense to do otherwise.
Should we try and go join Kylena and Whirl? If there's some kind of danger that way, I hate to leave them to their own devices.
I think it would be easier if it was just the two of them. If Fentrix, you can understand me, can you double back, get them, we'll wait here, rendezvous where we're standing?
I'll kind of tilt my head a little bit, and then without saying anything, I'll kick off the ground and do a 180, and I'll head back towards Whirl and Kylena.
Okay. After literally just a couple of minutes, 3-4 minutes or so, you can now see them, and you start to do your descend. Whirl, you have the what did you do with the silver cage?
I would have
You grab with nature.
telekinetically. Yeah, I used telekinesis to bring it
Telekinesis,
over,
that's right.
and then probably once that wore off, if there's a handle at the top or somewhere, I would have, or just held it.
Yep. So Fintrix, as you come down, you see that there's already a conversation that has started up. And so as you hold this cage up, this small pink dragon says, "What?" And as I was saying too, just be very, very careful of the fact that these evil snakes might swallow us whole, so we do have to make sure that we're not all the way within the brambles. And he says, if we could just keep walking towards the river this way. And he starts meshing you over as he's like hitting the cage, so you go away from the brambles in the tower.
That seems reasonable enough. But
You
look,
guys see Fintrix. Yeah, you guys
our
see
friend,
Fintrix.
our friend the owl is on the way. I can use that telekinetic link I make with him and been like, "What's the word from the other folks by the bridge?"
I got them to stop coming this way because of the snakes. I figured it'd be smarter for us to all go back to them instead of trying to talk out here.
Sounds good to me. And then I would say to Sir Tallow, I'd be like, "How do you feel about riding on an owl?"
Well, it's better than being by giant snakes that are going to destroy us. So let's go tell the owl.
Excellent. And then convene with the owl.
You want me to
Uh,
hold on to him too, so that way you can hold on with both hands, or you think you'll be able to?
I imagine I could, and I
Okay.
can always telekinesis again if I need to.
Okay.
All right. So you go ahead and get on Fintrix, and you both fly out. It only takes you minutes to find the rest of the group. You guys see this giant owl start to descend at your location to go through it, and you notice that in Whirl's hands, in a silver, what looks like a very elaborate bird cage, is a tiny dragon with that's purplish pink, with fairy-like wings. He does have some kind of armored gauntlets on. He does actually have a tiny mustache, and he has a small sword.
I've brought us a new friend.
He says, "Hello, everyone." He says, I see some of you probably are not from here."
New friend, hello.
He says,
How do you do?
"Hello, hello, young girl." Uh, he says, "But before we start with pleasantries and everything else, I am Sir Taliver, knight errant of the Sealy Court, or Summer Court, as some say, loyal vassal of the Summer Queen. And I assume none of you are unseelie Court, correct?"
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't know what that is. So
None of us
Oh,
really cool.
yeah, certainly not from here. Yes, yes. We'll get into all of that, I promise. So, first and foremost, how did one that does not know of the Sealy or Unsealy Court get here?
a carnival.
Oh, you mean the Witchlight Carnival?
Uh-huh.
Oh, he says, "Oh, well, that would explain things. That was Sablina's only way in and out, so certainly that makes sense."
Oh, you know
Um,
Sablina? We're
oh,
supposed to try and find her.
wonderful. This is unexpected. Well, how much do you know about what's happened, and why? Like, do you know?
Not as much
First,
as I want to.
well, Sablina's gone or dead, maybe. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm here. The Summer Queen sent me to investigate, and well, you see where I am. But those evil hags, the sisters or daughters, maybe daughters. I think it might have been daughters. I don't exactly know, to be honest. Neither did the Summer Queen, but maybe the daughters of Baba Yaga. They I think did something horrible to Sablina and took the realm for herself. As a matter of fact, you're actually sitting in a very, very, very interesting domain of delight. Um, it's actually split in three pieces right now. Hither, thither, and I don't remember the last one, but I'm sure you'll find others that do remember it. Um, but that's really the least of your worries. You've never been to the Feywild?
We have now.
Well, you're from Faerun, though, I assume. Yes?
Well, I am.
Most of us.
He looks at you, brother. He says, "I have never seen anything like this metallic dragon." He says, "Are you also?" He says, uh, I am a fairy dragon from the Fey Wild proper. And you?"
I was once a dragon from the Feywild. Far from here, though.
He says, "I don't know how that works, but wonderful, amazing, actually." That's wonderful. Wow. He says we should probably talk once this whole messy business is over with. So he says, how much does everyone know of Bavlorna Blightstraw? Because she
That
currently rules thither.
That's a person?
Yes.
can we get a spelling of that? Sorry.
Yeah, he'll actually spell it for you. He says, if anyone's taking notes, it's BAVLORNABLIGHT straw, STRAW. She goes by another name here. Her bullywog vassals call her something differently, but I'm not actually from hither. But he says, how much do we know of the domains of delight in general?
Again, less than I'd like to. We know very little. All we knew that we were supposed to come through and try and find Zablina wherever she might be.
Well, Bavlorna has two sisters, first and foremost. They have taken Zablina's domain and carved it up, which is why, and this was, by the way, many good people died for this intel. I certainly almost died for this myself, but it seems that the domains have been carved up into 3 different pieces. Bavlorna, well, she's running hither right now. She has 2 sisters. I was not able to get the 2 sisters' name, but the good news is that I think she is actually in Downfall, which is to the north. That said, there's many problems that need to be addressed first before we would even think about uh, having any kind of confrontation or directing it. First and foremost, I do need to unfortunately get out of this cage. This cage is some kind of magic, by the way. I can't send any messages out of it. I can't do any spells at all, as a matter of fact. And I slowly feel myself weakening. So would I know this is asking a lot, but do you think that you would be able to help me get out of it?
Well, who put you in the cage?
He said, Bavlorna, as a matter of fact, is the one who personally put me in this damned contraption. You see, I was actually sent here with an entire team. I am the last surviving member of that team, and I was locked up as a trophy to go through this. However, one of Bavlorna's own betrayed her, and we were in that air balloon, as you saw, but it was unfortunately shot down, and well, here I am. I'm not sure he made it, by the way. That bullywug was a brave individual, though.
Who is the betrayer?
Oh, it was actually a bullywug. Very, very kind, amazing, and courageous bullywug named Kender. And didn't know much about him, and I'm not still sure exactly why he betrayed her, but if he hadn't, I wouldn't be sitting here. However, he fell out. Yeah, I'm not so sure he could survive that fall, and I don't exactly know how far north it was before he fell out, because I was in this damned cage and I couldn't see things as it was like going through and rocking everything together. But I did hear his screams.
Do you know where he might be now?
I could probably, if you gave me a map, I could probably point out the general direction. But first and foremost, I do need to get out of this cage. I need to send a message back to the Summer Queen herself.
Do you know where the key might be?
Well, see, that's just it. I actually think that this was enchanted by Bavlorna, first and foremost, and I think the key would be probably back in Downfall. However, going there is utter suicide. I do, however, know of another way to get me out of this cage. There is a goblin by the name of Jingle Jangle. I have actually done trade with this goblin in the past. As a matter of fact, this goblin doesn't even know that I am actually a knight errant at the Sealy Court. You see, part of our infiltration abilities are to go to different domains and establish contacts. Jingle Jangle is a good person, and well, he has this weird thing with keys and weird thing with opening locks and other things, especially locks that are magic. If anyone could open it, maybe he could use his crazy magical skeleton-like key that transforms or something and unlock this cage. And if not, he might actually have. You'll see when you get there. He has literally thousands upon thousands of keys. It's a strange obsession of his.
Do you think I could dispel the magic on the cage?
You could certainly try. I will say this. Before you cast anything, being from Faerun, understand that the Feywild, well, magic does things differently here. I'm not saying that your spell won't work or won't work as intended, but you have the well, it just magic causes strange effects, and this can happen randomly at times that, well, may not be so maybe convenient or pleasant. But so understand that before you cast. That's something to keep in mind. However, do we know anything of the rules of like hospitality or any of that? Like the standard, not just the Feywild rules, but the rules for Zablina's domain.
Be nice?
Well, unfortunately, there's so much more to it. Um, well, well, I could go into some of it if that would be helpful.
Maybe we should like walk and talk too. I'm
Yes,
assuming that
yes,
at
of
this point
course.
we've just been standing around having a lore down.
Yeah, yeah. You guys can essentially do what you want. If you would you like to walk towards the tower?
It's that where Jingle Jangle is.
So if you ask him, he'll tell you. He says, so Jingle Jingle's not far. He's in some kind of very large mountainous range. A matter of fact, he says if you could just take the cage and give it to the tallest person, and we can go through. I'm sure I could kind of point it out to you.
Wait, why is the one way a suicide mission?
Well, see, the problem is that Bavlorna, if she was powerful enough to deal with Sablina, um, she's certainly powerful enough to be very, very hard to beat, unless of course we find her weaknesses or find another way around this. And so that's actually my job. That's actually why I'm here. I was actually here to gather intel to try to figure out the best way to deal with this situation. You see, this has actually imbalanced all the domains of delight, at least the 4 known domains of delight.
Chris?
Is Whirl still? Oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm interested. This is one of my lowest rolls, but because this is the only person we've talked to since we've arrived here,
Yep.
I'm interested in some kind of insight if I can sense anything about him that might seem other than what we see.
Sure. Yeah. What did you get?
I didn't roll.
Oh yeah. Go ahead and roll. Yep.
Yeah, I'd be passively listening since I have a little bit of experience with the Feywild. The
Yep.
same
Who's still holding the little cage?
guidance.
So
It's not
far
Ono
it's
because you
been
said the tallest person.
Right. I
well,
was gonna.
I got a
yeah.
15. Can you see that?
15. Okay. Yeah. So on a 15, he definitely seems to be telling. He seems to be forthright, but there is certainly a possibility that he's also being careful and reserved. You're not exactly sure why though, and I think I saw 28. Who got a 28?
That would be Kylie got a 28. Brother got a 24.
All right, so with a 24 brother, you would know that even though he does seem to be telling you the truth, he is calculatedly telling you the truth, meaning that there is certainly things that he could be leaving out. You're not exactly sure from a deceptive point why that would be because you haven't talked to him enough. Kailena, the only other thing that you picked up is that as he mentioned Bavlorna, it seems that every time that he mentions that, he does slightly wince, just a tiny bit, but he seems to power through it.
Knight, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Yes, of course.
It's apparent to me, and maybe some of the others, when you say this name, Lorovna, it causes you some kind of pain. What does this mean?
He says, well, so, anyone who's actually been in her presence, if they talk of her in any unkind way that isn't worship or whatever. She has this strange thing where she kind of like cursing people and nonsense. I'm very strong though, and I can power through this nonsense.
If she has placed a curse upon you that is related to her name, then perhaps it would be best for you not to use her name in case she can track you because of it.
Yes, what should we call this wretched woman? Frog Granny. Let's call her the Frog Granny. That's what she looks like, a Frog Granny.
Frog
Okay.
Granny. I like that image in my head. It's probably gonna end up being that I'm gonna be severely disappointed when we actually run into her. But Frog Granny, I like that.
Oh, yes.
Something to light a fire to.
So yes, the frog granny that we have to beat here. So he says, first and foremost, Feywild, rules of hospitality. Don't know them, probably die. So let's get through that first. First and foremost, see, Zablina, every Archfey creates their own rules. Everyone that lives in the Feywild knows this. But in Zablina's realm, there is something called the rule of hospitality. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger, what have you, enters your home, you are expected to be gracious and accommodating to them. Until such a time, of course, that they prove their words or actions are undeserving of your hospitality. Don't break that rule. Bad things will happen to you. Also, rule of ownership. You must not steal from a friend or an enemy or stranger. To take something that does not belong to you without the rightful owner's permission is, of course, what I'm talking about here, and it's a crime, but it's also an unforgivable breach of etiquette, and well, watch what happens if you do it. And then there's the rule of reciprocity. So this one's a little more complicated. When a friend, an enemy, or a stranger offers you a gift, you are obliged to accept it. Remember that. But you also have to offer something of comparable value, be it a gift or even a service in return. Now, understand, it does not have to happen immediately. But if you do break these rules, you are in deep, deep trouble. Sometimes terrible, terrible things can happen to you. So it is in your best interest to obey the rules of this domain.
How are we supposed to defeat the Frog Granny if we have to be nice to her in her house?
See, that's the thing. That's the real problem. We either lure her out or we find some kind of weakness or something. That's why I'm saying probably if you go to just fight Lorna like on her doorstep, probably a bad idea.
Frog
Probably
Granny. Call her
suicide
Frog
mission.
Granny.
Oh, he says that's right. I already got hurt last time. He says, but yes, that's why we need to do a little more investigation probably before we go and slay her outright. Is that what the group's plan is, to slay Frog Granny?
Probably. If
Wonderful.
She's mean.
She is mean.
Okay.
Oh, also, if you see any children of Prismare, don't hurt them. They will just disappear in purple anyway. But you'll see what happens if you do. It's probably not good.
I mean, we wouldn't just hurt random people. We just heard
I
the hag was mean.
Yeah, I would certainly hope you wouldn't go around hurting children, but I just that was one of the other rules things anyway.
I
Right,
am
so
children.
so 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 I think well, if we could just go to Telemi Hill and try to find Jingle Jangle and get her or him or whatever it is to unlock this, then I can send my message out and that would be wonderful. Of course, we could investigate things as we go or what have you, but the cage is making me a tad bit weaker as the seconds go.
Can
I
this
could-
cage only be unlocked by magical means?
Certainly, I believe that is the case. You could certainly try. I did. So here's the other thing that the Bullywog did against my saying no, don't do that. It's going to be terrible. He tried himself, and well, it wasn't nice what happened to him, but he survived it, which is the good news. So you could certainly, maybe we could try, but I would feel bad if something happens to you.
What resides within that tower? And I'm going to point to the tower with the brambles.
He says, honestly, I have no idea. If we'd like to go and look, that might make sense. The problem is those damned sleeping snake things. But absolutely, that could be a clue or something in that giant tower that just happens to be sitting there.
and Jingle Jingle, and I'm gonna just open up to the map of where we are in my book, and I'm just gonna show it to him. Where on here are we headed?
Oh my goodness, how on earth do you have a map of this place? Well, this is wonderful. He says, this is exactly, this map must be magical because this is exactly like the very, very rare and expensive map that I had before it got destroyed looked as well. See, that's the problem with the Feywild, and he starts pointing these out to you. He says, see, it can only be represented like these things. They don't even necessarily look like that. And he says, once we get to the tower, I'll show you, but it's a representation. It's not, oh, but this is amazing. How do you have this?
It was a gift of sorts.
He
You
said,
know,
"Oh, do you see those wells?" And he points out to the wells here. He
I
said,
do.
"So this is one of the things that I learned by being in this domain. So the wells themselves actually swallow the water. Every now and then the water level will rise and flood everything. It's actually pretty bad. But the wells have some kind of magic, whatever. They actually drink the water back. Also, he says, look over here. Do you see these weird like things on the map here? These are actually globes of water. They're very, very big. Don't get caught into these. That would be death. Um, but other than that, he says, "Oh," and he says, look, it's Telemy Hill. Look, it's right here. What are those feet under there? That's strange. Whatever. But anyway, this is it. I don't remember a mountain with a keyhole, but whatever. This has got to be it.
Does this mountain move by
See,
any
well,
recollection or knowledge you have?
part. So the mountain itself actually doesn't move, but believe it or not, there is a hill that Jingle Jangle's house is on that does actually move.
Is it a foothill?
So it's interesting. Jingle Jangle's a little batty and claims that the hill is his friend and that it moves all the time and that it can even move into other places outside. I don't know. He's nuts though, so it's hard to actually know. We should just go talk to him and find out.
Let's go.
Yeah, sure.
Onwards.
All right. He said, "Are we going to that tower first?"
With the snakes?
Yes. The evil snakes that will eat us whole.
Let's
Why?
go see Jingle Jingle first.
Wonderful.
Free.
He says, "All right." And so he says, "Look, if I may, I'm actually going to lead you through in the safest route I possibly can. But what I will need is again, someone courageous to hold the cage in front of me, and I will actually guide the party." And he is going to make a roll for this. If you allow him to do that, he will be your guide.
I
I'll
can kind
hold
of
it.
screech. I could hold them in my mouth and just kind of hover above people for as long as I'm still an owl.
Can we aid him in any way?
No. This roll you cannot aid with him, but that's all right. Okay. So is that what you want to do? Do you want to guide this to do you want to give this to Fintrix and let him take a bird's eye view of it?
I wouldn't be opposed.
How long has Polymorph been up for?
I would say like
Well-
half an hour because it's only been a couple minutes each way for me,
Is that right,
right?
Chris?
It's close to probably 25 minutes at least.
Okay. Just want to
Yeah.
try and
It's like an
keep track.
hour, right?
Yeah, it's an hour.
Yeah, it lasts an hour. Yeah.
I just don't want you to be flying in the air when the spell wears off.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
I got a trick for that.
Yeah, so it was only like 4 minutes or so to get through that, and then it's probably, I mean, you'll have to fly and see, but considering the map is unreliable, it's hard to judge. All right. So is the plan? So the plan is for Fentrix to fly to get a good angle, and then you guys are just going to follow the owl. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys, so this actually works pretty well in the beginning. So what he does, he takes you in a safe path along the brambles here, outside of the reach of these things, and then as you start to walk over here, this is where you can clearly see that there is no way that this is to scale at all, because even after just walking for 10-15 minutes, you're clearly past the tower. The tower was never this big, but it was actually, the map is right when it comes to the fact that the issue that you're going to have to deal with right now is there's a stream. And no matter, and Sir Talavar gets you all the way to this area here, and then of course he has Fentrix come down so he can talk to everyone. He says, so here's kind of the problem. We've made it without having anything, ugly attack us, or those damned bunny men who are quite dangerous, I assure
Bunny
you.
men?
Yes, it sounds all cute and everything, but they will gouge your eyes out and slit your throats. They're actually not very
Aw.
nice. So,
That's
he says,
disappointing.
yes. So, if well, we can. Well, the giant owl can fly me over, but what are we gonna do about the stream here? Do not go in the water.
What happens if we go in the water?
Well, if you go into the water, then you're going to be thirsty for a long, long time, and some people don't come back from that. Meaning they become so thirsty that they drink themselves to death, or they just get preoccupied with just needing water all the time. It's ugly. This only happened when those hags took over.
Is there any material that could be used as something like a raft to build one?
So as you start looking around, there is actually a bunch of logs and other things that if you took the time, you could actually build these kind of driftwood-like logs or whatever to probably make a raft. Now, as you start looking too, it's 200 feet across. So the river is pretty substantial. I mean, it's 200 feet. So
Okay. So yeah, after he probably made note of that as walking, but he'll turn to the group and just say, "A raft."
Probably a good idea.
Is there enough on polymorph to just have Fentrix fly us all over?
So now you've got around 15 minutes of polymorph. You could probably make it if Fentrix does it now and ferries people over quickly and astutely. He could probably do that.
I could do 60 feet a turn, essentially, is the
Yeah.
flight speed of now, so I can
Yeah.
haul.
So,
if-
yeah, he's just gonna needs to coordinate it, but you've got a safe amount of time to probably attempt that.
Realistically, and I mean, I could say it to Whirl. If you guys do want me to ferry people over, I can go 2 at a time, or I guess 3 for the first trip if I'm holding the dragon and my talons are a peak. But when it comes
Probably
to
my own trip.
That's what I was about to say. Is that you're
Yeah.
2 unless it comes to something like Brother, who is super heavy.
I probably couldn't even do.
Yeah.
Because she's in full plate, I'm assuming.
She is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kino's
Kino
real
would
heavy.
probably be a whole other.
Yeah.
thing. So
Brother
I
and
could
Kino
take
are the heaviest. Yeah.
most people in a pair, and then I could take like Whirl, Kyleta, and the dragon all at once.
I would relay that to the party and be like, Fentrix is offering to ferry people over, and we probably have time.
Spend the
All right. So if you guys do that, you do have enough time. So you quickly do this, Fentrix. Dutifully, you all go through this. You have plenty of time to get everyone over. You do struggle getting Kino and Brother over, but you're able to make it. After all of this, Fentrix, going back and forth or whatever, you're starting to get really, really tired. If you start pushing yourself anymore, you're probably going to run into a point of exhaustion at this point. But you're doing okay. There's only 3 or 4 minutes left to polymorph anyway, but everyone now is over on the other side.
That's fine. Have any of you been keeping track of the time he's been polymorphed?
I think Henri has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Omri would be.
because he's definitely not keeping track of it.
Now, as you guys get to the other side, you actually start to see that there is more mist surrounding this area. Sure enough, it doesn't look anything like this here. It's actually just a bunch of rolling hills and stuff. You don't see any mountain with a key or anything in it, but it is similar. You see rolling mountains with trees and other things, no feet or anything. So that part's confusing. But Sir Telever says, yes, no, I'm sure of it. This is it. He says, that the mist looks ominous, but last time I just walked right through it. I think it's probably fine. He says, so onward. We should probably hurry.
I can
He
go
says-
first.
He says, yes. He says, actually, if you want to just throw the cage through the mist and then I can shout out if I'm fine, I would actually be fine with that. I'll just duck and roll.
Oh, I'm gonna throw him as soon as he says it. I'm not even gonna wait for a response.
All right. You do. So you go ahead and throw it as hard as you can through the mist, and then you do hear the cage like clink. You hear like, oh, that was not exactly what I. Oh, and then he says, "It's fine. I'm fine."
Are you sure?
Yes, I kind of hit a rock on the way down, but yes, I survived the mist.
Okay, I'm gonna go through the
I want-
mist and
All right.
Me
try
too.
and find him and pick up the cage just to make sure he's
Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So as everyone starts to walk through the mist at this point to go through it, everyone can get into Tailspire, and we will start on my map here. Okay. And I will stream for anyone who doesn't have it. All right.
Oh, what's the name of the board, Chris?
It's
I'll
Hither Telemy Hill.
Yep,
Okay.
and I will summon you as well.
Ooh, I found
But
it.
here, let me do this.
Daddy Senpai is here.
It was me.
All right.
Excuse me.
Did you
All
forget
right,
that's
so-
his name?
So
Totally forgot
yeah.
that.
So as everyone starts to clear the mist, the mist did completely obfuscate most of the features of this area for whatever reason. And as you clear the mist, you notice the ground and the vegetation and the trees are very, very, very different here. There is a overwhelming smell of sweet pine, and there's also a fruity scent. It smells like very nice, almost like summer kissed fruit, like oranges and other things. But it's hard to really put your finger on what that smell is. Um, and there's also there's this also very subtle but very real, almost like melody of birds chirping and everything. It actually seems much calmer and nicer here, and it's very unswamp like. This is basically just a bunch of rolling hills, and grass underneath you. You're no longer in like the dredging swamp that you were before as you enter into this area. And let's see. So this is how this will work. So first and foremost, if anyone moves their miniature, um, that is actually where you're standing. So everything we'll do is in real time when it comes to exploration. Also, it's probably very advantageous to watch my stream, because of the way that the cameras are in this. So this is what you guys see too. So brother, you notice this right away. As you get into this area, you also notice that there is what looks like a very large floating earth moat uh, over in front of you. And you can also see out from the tree line that there are these massive ruins of something that used to exist there, on this side. You also notice this way too. And by the way, anything that's not on the map is all mist. So there's mist surrounding these areas as well. And there's another hill that's over on the eastern side of you. There's a larger hill that goes through this, but it's certainly a forest that you're going to have to go to explore and walk through at this point. And so Televar says, "Oh, so he, Jingle Jangles, he's on a hill. There are multiple hills in this area, so we just need to be careful. Also, there's also, if you be on the lookout, there's all kinds of flowers and other things that can be useful here. So do be on the lookout, and if we find something, we'll just be careful, of course, and we'll go from there."
Henri is immediately going to look around for flowers.
Yeah. And you can move your miniature, Henri, and go through things. You don't have to do an investigation or a perception check for this yet. Go ahead and move your miniature around. If you do run into something dangerous, I'll stop us into initiative order. So as you're looking through, so as you get up to there, Henri, you notice that the forest does become more dense in this direction. Um, Something about this forest though feels whimsical and almost like uh, it feels like it's telling you to come into it and play and have fun, but it's something you can't really grasp or put your finger on. Um, there are every now and then where you're at, Henri, you see lights in the back here, almost like they're will-o-wisp lights, and they're different colors. Back in this direction here. Um,
Ooh.
and from where you can see too now from the tree line, you can barely make out there is a house or some kind of like structure way off into the distance there.
Okay, then I'm gonna turn around and just be like, I think I see a house through here, and also pretty lights.
Yep. Out of game real quick. Is there anybody who wants me to control their mini so you don't get left behind, and I can help place you where you want?
Yeah, if you can move Ivar, that'd be awesome. Just kind of move me with the group. Has someone picked up the cage?
Henri went to go pick up the cage.
Okay.
So Henri should have it. Because
I'll
she went to
be-
make sure that Dragon Man was okay after being flung through the mist.
I'll be following towards the back for where he's moving me, and kind of again kind of keep an eye on surrounding area.
He says also just full transparency too. Well, the it's just some of these areas can be a little dangerous. So just have to be on the lookout. I wouldn't go around touching a bunch of things, but well, yeah, it's just be careful. It should be fine though. We should be more than fine.
So you're saying we should collect the flowers but don't touch anything?
Well, he says if you do see something, just point it out and we'll try to look at it together or whatever. And hopefully I know about it. And if I don't, well, maybe we'll just take a chance and see what happens. He says, like, there's a difference between a boldberry bulb and a fell whisper. So we just have to make sure that we're touching the right things, I guess.
Okay.
Should we maybe move quietly?
Says that might be in our best interest. He says, to be honest, the last time I talked to Jingle Jangle, he was telling me that the hill was sick or sad or something. It sounded like nonsense to me, but yeah, we should probably be careful.
Can do a check to see if she can figure out which direction there seems to be like life in, if she can figure out which way his house is, which hill he's on.
Sure. At this point, so Henri, you saw a house too. Go ahead and make a perception check, Henri, and then Kylena for sure. Make a perception check and then standard investigation to go through the area since you're gonna investigate and touch things too.
Oh god, that's a nat 1 plus 0 for a total of 1.
Yep.
I was gonna actually say I wouldn't be able to aid her by like putting her on my shoulders, would I? If it's like a height thing.
There's no aiding me. That's a nat 1.
Now, Grin did actually. So, Grin also. I assume you say that verbally, right, Grin?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, this is definitely something. He says, he says, well, he says, honestly, I don't actually know what these are. So this is what it looks like. It's actually, so it's not exactly how it looks in Tailspire. It's actually a green flower that looks like a rose. It's rather large, and there's a clump of them. It does have it is emitting though a very intense floral aroma.
Have I come across it? Am I reading it all?
You haven't, but considering you're only alchemist, if you'd like to use your alchemy kit and spend some time with it, you can do an investigation check, and then you can roll with proficiency on the kit. Just do a standard roll with your proficiency bonus for the alchemy kit, and let's see what you come across. But do your investigation first.
Right now.
He says, I vaguely remember that these are nasty, but I don't. He says, I'm not sure. All right, that's fine on that. So you look through it. You're careful.
Yeah, 7.
7. You look through it. You're careful, but you can't really get something out of that. For your alchemy tools, you have. Does it actually give you proficiency in those? Do you have proficiency in them?
Uh-huh.
All right. So go ahead and give me a roll with your proficiency then. Bonus. It's intelligence, I believe. Correct?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I believe that's right. All right. So here's what you get. So everyone looks around brother as he takes a clump of these out very, very carefully. You go through your kit, you start washing them through to see how it affects with like water and certain acids you're doing, and sure enough, you're sure that this is poisonous. And then what you realize is that this is the flower itself excretes some kind of venom, and you gather up enough of these usable flowers where you're going to have 3 charges of this. So this is how it's going to work out of character. So, uh, so you can hold a serpent's volley, and you can use as an action to expend its charge and focus its poisonous scent into a concentrated blast. So each creature in a 15-foot cone has to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 5d8 poison damage and becomes poisoned until the end of the next turn. These are powerful. On a second save, a creature takes half as much damage and is not poisoned. When you expended its final charge, the flower withers, and if you are within 5 feet of the flower in the wild, you're unable to concentrate and become poisoned as long as you're within its radius. So keep all that in mind. I'll actually copy this for you too,
Yeah,
for
I was
whoever
just
has
about
it.
to ask.
Yep, yep. Yeah, this is a real effect that did not unfortunately make it into Witchlight, but is here for us. So, all right. So here, I'll put this into D&D Beyond for you. There you go. You're gonna be able to use 3 charges of that. He says, "See," he says, "some of them are dangerous, so we can't go eating all of them. Some of them you do eat. It's a kind of a. It's good that you're. It's good that he can do those things and figure this out for us. This is better than trying them."
Eat
Yep.
perception check to look like.
Now I have 3. I have 3 of these flowers.
3 of them. Yeah, you get 3 charges.
Ember, your voice is really light.
Yeah, sorry. What was that, Kyla?
When I did my perception check, I got an 18 to figure out which way we should go based on our
It's
slice of life.
Yeah, so your best bet is probably to go towards this cabin here, and as you start looking through the forest to try to like figure out a safe route, it looks like the route that Grin is starting to travel on looks like it's a good bet. The only thing that you notice with an 18 though is that it's in the middle of whatever these red tree things are. So that does give you a little bit of pause, and you see that. And sure enough, Grin found some more flowers. You guys want to take a look at them?
Um, can you give me control of Brother and Max? Or not Max.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't have an invite to the board for some reason.
Oh, weird. Hold on. Let me. It should just fetch you. Let me try to
Whoa.
fetch
Yeah,
you
as I
again.
tried, I went onto Group A, but I never got the GM approval.
All right, that's weird. It says another person came in. Is it loading?
It pulled me
Peter.
in. I had been not in it that until Spire until then.
Okay.
I just reloaded back in. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, give World to Cephas, not
Yeah.
me.
I can move Kylena too if I have to.
Yep.
There it goes.
Okay, cool. And you can move your miniature, right?
I
It's
cannot.
still loading.
No.
Oh,
Neither of them
yeah,
have been
it's 'cause-
assigned.
Yeah, that's why. Well, actually, it looks like that one's no. John's been assigned actually, but let's whirl. Let's see. Which one are you?
I think you brought in the old monk one we were using for Veilfist in Group C. Is
Yeah,
what
I did actually. That's why. Hold on. Let me kill yours.
No.
Oh, world
Yeah, it's because
RIP.
it was over in the
Rest
thing.
in
Hold on one
peace.
second.
he had a
which-
good run.
Which one were we using for you?
I think it was like an elven male wizard or spellcaster of some sort, because I don't think there was an actual like Genasi. Something.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was this guy. Yep.
that
Let's
looks
see.
familiar.
Are you Cephas?
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, guys. And brother, you can do yours now, right?
He's not assigned yet. Oh, there you go.
Yep, I'm good.
All right, cool. All right, so you guys can catch up. Everyone's over here.
I can move Kylena if no one else has her. If you want to assign her to me, she's behind you in the trees, like
Yep.
right at the line.
Yep.
And
Thank
just
you.
let me know where you want me to put her.
Cool. Thanks, man. Thank you. All right. All right. So Grin did find another flower. What would you guys like to do? This one looks different. So this one, the flower looks like it's um it actually looks like it's small little bulbs. Um and it looks very different from the other one. And he says, "Oh, that's the one I'm pretty sure you do eat."
Yeah, mine just dropped out of the world.
Oh.
Yeah,
Here.
it's buggy as hell for me on this end.
I see you below the map.
Last time, brother disappeared to the top of the map.
I can actually grab you.
Yeah, he's still
Hold
there.
on.
He didn't even drop
Yeah.
that far. He's just through the mountain, the hill.
Yep. Yeah, I can actually get underneath it. Grab you.
Does my survival, and I guess trying to solve that first. But I guess as you're solving that, Chris, does
Yep.
my survival skill have any use here?
Yes, yeah, you can absolutely use it if you'd like to. Yes.
On the
So if you want to make a survival check and here. If you want to make a survival check to kind of like not only not walk into something that's poisonous or whatever, but also try to like go through the forest, absolutely, you can make a survival check. Here we go. I have to get you all the way out here.
Got a 26.
Okay, that's pretty good. So you so here's for with the 26, these are the things that you'll know. I'll get you in a second, brother. I'll put you back on the thing. For the 26, you would know that first and foremost, you notice that as you're walking and treading the grass, sometimes the grass itself is actually moving out of its way as you start to traverse it, which is strange. You've obviously never seen anything like that before. Almost like this entire area is alive. The other thing you notice is that there is actually what looks like a surefire way. Let me get back to the group with you guys so you can see my screen. Here we go. All right. So, so as you start looking up through here and going through the forest and looking at these things, what you're also going to notice is that if you take an there's a path that's up through this way where you might be able to bypass whatever this is. It's possible these are not even dangerous, but you do see that. So there is a path where you could actually get a much better vantage point because this path goes up a hill and you might be able to see everything better.
Okay, I'll everyone. I say that to get their attention, and then when I do have their attention, assuming people listen, I'll slowly step forward to show how the grass is kind of moving to avoid my foot. I'll say it's something else. I see a trail. Way to go around those red flowers if they're as dangerous as they look.
Good to know.
Who's gonna lead us?
Seems like a good idea.
Okay, in that case, I'll take the lead and lead them up that way.
Yep. Yeah, so if you want to lead them, you find a pretty quick and easy path up to here. And sure enough, as you get all the way up to this area here, you have a pretty good vantage point now. Let me show you on the stream what you're looking at. So as it stands right here, you're able to see that if you keep going up the hill here, you can not only bypass these things, but you can also, it looks like there's actually a surefire way that you can go all the way through this area here to get to the back of the house without having to deal with whatever this is. If you don't want to, that is. And it seems like it's pretty straightforward. You also have a pretty clear look at this, whatever this flying large earth mote thing is as well. This is the very first time you've seen it though, but at this vantage point, you look back, and if everyone looks at my stream, there is a giant tower standing here that you did not notice before. That's way off into the distance here.
Hmm. After a
Good.
time, unless someone
Does-
else says something, I say, I see a path to the house if we wish to take it.
Just does the tower, real quick, look like the tower we saw outside?
It does look similar. It does not look exactly the same. As a matter of fact, there are a couple spires here. That's a great question, though. It does certainly look similar to that. It does not look exactly the same, but it does have similar qualities to it. Yes.
Weird.
Was brother able to go through those other plants?
Yeah. So
Yeah, I was gonna make rolls.
Because
yeah.
I
So
found more up here as well. That's where I kept Fentrix.
yeah. So brother, go ahead and try again. Go ahead and make more rolls as you're going through. So brother took everything out. I assume everyone's gonna wait while brother lays all of his tools out. We can do it up here, which is fine. And then brother, I'm gonna get your miniature back.
Are there any more will-o-wisps
The
in the
next
area?
investigation is 21.
If there were, they've gone away and
Oh.
so all right. So on a 21, you would notice that that you, in order to like get this done properly, you had to take this out from the roots itself, or it would have possibly damaged it, which you were able to do pretty easily. And you got that out. Do you want to try to consume this one, or do you want to do tests?
I'll test it first.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a roll with your proficiency on your tools, your alchemist tools.
Guidance.
Yep. And here, brother, here's your miniature back. I'm setting you up.
15 for the alchemist tools.
All right. So you're able to kind of safely like take very like small like first of all you take the acid in this and see how it dissolves and go through it, but you're able to do that without actually consuming one to get this done. And you you're able to see that this has some kind of healing property, it looks like maybe. But but the problem is that you're not exactly sure that it's healing until someone actually ingests this one. But it does look like it's safe enough that if you do ingest it, it's not going to kill you. You think it could be healing, but you're not exactly sure.
All right, I'll see if I can harvest some and throw it in my bag.
Okay. All right. He says, "Oh," he says, wait, that's Boldberry bulb. I think I know that one. I think that's the one. If you eat it," he says, unfortunately, he says, "Wait, how many bulbs do you have?" And he looks. He says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He says, "Okay, so you have enough for at least one of these to go through." And he says, "So this is so." Long story short, I think this is the one that if you eat it, you can't be charmed or frightened. And it makes you stronger. I've even heard supposedly it actually makes you better with a sword or something. I don't know
Ooh,
exactly how that works, but
that's cool.
How many others are there?
he says that, well, he says there are many other flowers here within the Feywild. More than 30 or 40 varieties, maybe even more than that. But not all of them are as beneficial. This area is just kind of a it's kind of like an unnatural like safe haven for these things. It's something to do with that damned hill.
I'm sorry, my player question to you, Chris, was how many of those flowers were there?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were asking him. I thought
That's
you were
fine,
asking
no.
him how many things.
I'm
There's
saying
6
yes.
bulbs, but
Six, okay.
it takes 6 bulbs in order to get the effect of this. You have to eat all 6.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. 1 charge, but 6 bulbs.
Yeah, just throw the description up and I'll notate.
Yep. I'll give you until someone consumes it. We won't have all of it. So unfortunately, this is one that you have to just take a leap and eat. But this is the beginning of it.
Oh, and Chris, I did roll that 14.
Yep. Cool. All right. So you guys have a clear shot to the house if you want to get there.
Wait, is it just the total roll, or is it the base roll that counts for that number?
So the way that it works, the way that it works is that you're doing the investigation first, and then the second roll is a private thing that you'll figure out at some point, but it has to do with the fact that these are Feywild flowers.
No.
Okay.
He rolled a
Talking about the
special
fucky
number.
wucky number. Yeah.
Oh, you rolled the special number?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. Thank you. Hold on 1 second. Roll D100.
But is it the number before or after modifiers? Is I think what he
No,
was saying.
it's the number before modifiers. It has to be
Okay,
the
then
unmodified
he
number.
then he did.
Awesome. Yep, thank you. Awesome. Roll D100 for me.
Everyone takes big steps away from
Yeah,
Butler.
I'm just gonna.
55.
Oops.
55. Okay, hold on 1 second. This is fun.
Oh man,
At least we
look
got
this
at least we
tree.
got one of these in the session. Okay. So all right. So brother, this was when you were doing your alchemy check, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you noticed. So everyone notices this, but you notice it first. So as this is happening, a spectral white butterfly appears and hovers around you. And essentially, it's just it's causing dim light in front of you. It's large. It's like the size of a hawk, and it's spectral white with this like almost like rainbow prismatic effect going through it, and it's hovering around you and flying around you, and it doesn't seem like it's doing anything necessarily that's harmful, but this came out of nowhere.
Ooh, that's
Rolo
good.
just died suspiciously.
Yep. All right. And then as this goes through, and as you guys see this, do me a favor, brother, make a wisdom saving throw.
Hey, there it is.
And I get advantage, correct?
Why would you have
Because
something
of
that gives you advantage?
Because of the
Eyebrows.
Evo's speech.
Yeah, if it lasts an hour, so if it's been
yeah,
It has-
yes. Yeah, you get advantage. You get advantage. Yep.
I'm no longer a burb.
Well, wait. If it
19.
lasts an hour,
It should be gone by now because I'm no
Yeah,
longer.
if it only lasts an hour, then we've already breached it, unfortunately. Yeah.
All right, so I'll just re-roll.
Yep.
Now 20 for 23.
Okay. All right. So you see in front of you and all around you a very gentle shimmering rain that starts to rain and pour down on you. You feel a little bit tired and a little bit better. You've not taken any damage, right?
No.
Okay. So you notice that it is like invigorating and you feel better. Almost like it's some kind of healing rain and then nothing else.
that's so pretty though, brother. It's like a
Who's
butterfly.
holding?
I
Um,
have the dragon.
Do you want to hand him over to me because I don't need my weapon in order to fight with it? So if something happens, I don't need to drop anything.
I
says,
mean,
"By
I
the
don't
way,
need my weapon either.
He says, and we're almost there. I see the cabin. That is Jingle Jingle's cabin. We just have to get there.
Do you know what weapons I use?
Well, don't you gotta make like hand signs and all that fancy spell stuff you use?
I'm pretty sure Warcaster lets me do it with one hand.
There are a
Gross.
couple feats that let you do it with one hand. I think Warcaster's one of them. I
Is that
believe
the
that's
first
right.
time it's
Would
come up?
because it lets you use a shield realistically.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
You can perform the somatic components of spells even when you have weapons or a shield in one or
Yes.
both hands.
Yes. Yep.
I guess he counts as a shield, right?
He could be an improvised
a
weapon.
meat shield.
Yeah, he's probably more like a improvised mace, but yeah. Yep.
you can hold on to him though. It's fine if you want to, because he did want somebody tall.
Yeah, that's fine. I can hold on to him. I can hide him behind the shield so if something does attack, I'll at least.
That's also true. I can't
That's it.
have shields.
I mean, you could have one. I have an extra for you.
I can't. No. I think the shield weighs more than me.
Just Henri dragging around something that looks like a very heavy sled.
You're just standing there and you just hear something from the top of the hill. You just see me slide down on the sled, and that's about as much use of a shield as I can get.
Anyone have over an 18 passive perception?
No.
I got a foul left.
Brothers is 16, I
Yeah, I'm
believe.
16.
Yep. Anyone have 18?
No,
Okay.
my passive
Alright.
wisdom is 19, but not
Right.
perception.
Gotcha.
No, that's the
Cool.
same thing I thought though.
Sorry, insight. My passive insight.
All right. So as you guys start to travel again through the forest, and I see Ivar leading the way here,
Well,
you
you still
can
want to lead the way, right?
you can carefully. So Ivar's going to find a path that he can carefully go through, and he's going to start going over here. He takes you safely through any of these. And then as you get to here, you notice that the floor has changed into stone. It's a little strange and a little odd. But then you look around and there's actually these really strange. Here, let me get rid of this for us. There's these strange ruins here that are very out of place from where they are. Um, and then now it looks like you do have a straight shot to the house.
You should check those ruins out.
Yeah,
Definitely
I'll wait
should.
to see where
But
they want to go.
should we drop him off first and then check out the ruins? Do you think? Because
Yeah.
he said he's getting weaker in the cage. We don't want anything to happen.
He says, thank you, dragon, thank you. Looking out for dragons. Dragons looking out for dragons. This is great. I don't feel great in this cage.
I kind of like put my hand up to the cage so he can give me a high five.
Yeah, he does, and as he does that, his hand slightly passes the cage bars, and he not only gets shocked, but he's like, oh, I forgot about that. Oh, oh, and he's like, oh, can't put my right.
Aw.
Chris, what's this floating? It looks like a stake or like a big post made of wood.
That is right. Well, show me where you are. Pick up your miniature. Right. So you do. So sorry, I didn't see that you were there. So that 100% is there. So Kino, one of the things that Kino realizes when she comes over the tree line is there is this floating, uh, unexplainable. It doesn't exactly look like the Tailspire thing. It almost looks like an upside down obelisk. It's smooth. It comes into an impossibly fine point at the very bottom that looks incredibly sharp. It's completely black and it's uniform, so it doesn't look exactly like this. It looks deadly sharp. It's all smooth and it does look like obsidian glass.
Is there any like
And
writing
it's-
on it?
Henri?
There's
Huh?
no writing on it that you can see.
What
You'd
the?
have to. You could try to do an Arcana check, but that means you need to get up close to it.
There's a thing ahead that looks not great.
Ooh, it's cool.
Yeah, be careful.
Now, Henri, as you get close to it, it starts to hum just a little bit as you've now stepped in that square. It does start to hum very faintly.
Gonna take a step
Here-
back.
Yeah, I was gonna say trade places with me. I'll hold the. Can I like hold the cage out so the little dragon can see it? See if he
Yeah,
knows what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
So I'll come up to like right there.
It's
Hold
like
the book.
he says, I actually have no idea what this is. This is probably dangerous.
Chris, how close would I need to get to for an Arcana check?
Just to the square next to it to do a proper one.
Can I
We-
do one from?
You can do one at disadvantage from there. Yes. Yeah,
I'll
you
do
can.
it at disadvantage.
I don't say I'll
Okay.
go up and do the Arcana check. I don't have it.
Hold on.
Keep the little guy away from it.
Well, if I go up to it, I'll pass him to one of you guys temporarily.
I'm actually going
An 8?
to. I'm going to do an Arcana check at disadvantage and then use a lucky point. So triple advantage.
Yep.
I got an 8 on my first Arcana check at disadvantage.
Okay. 21, Henri?
Nat 20.
Oh, you got a nat 20. Okay.
Well, I just rolled it 3 single times because I don't know. It should have just done advantage than a regular one, but I did end up getting a nat 20 for a total of 28.
All right. So this actually has a same like weave feeling as the artifacts that you remember seeing, like in the Tomb of Horrors, the obelisks.
Mm.
So that's the only thing that you can get without actually doing some kind of like physical investigation on it, but it does have the same feeling. And that's a very specific, almost terrifying feeling of
So it
ancient
almost has
Netherese
like,
magic.
yeah, it almost feels like
It's
Netherese
Netherese.
magic.
Yeah.
It is
No, it is.
Netherese.
It is Netherese magic for
Oh
sure.
shit.
The other ones were too. Yeah.
Do you guys remember the obelisks that were in the tomb?
The one that got us out of the tomb?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is like that.
That one was covered in writing, though.
It's like that. It's not the exact same thing, but it's same origin, I think different purpose. But it's got the same energy to it, so. But if we don't know what it's for, I'd probably say we should stay away from it.
Can I divine sense?
Yeah. Yep. So fiends, undead, in
Celestials and stuff like that.
celestials.
Celestials.
It also says fae, right? Too, right?
No.
Fae.
No, not bad.
Oh, that's right. Celestial, just celestial. Yeah. So far, nothing.
And
You don't
undead,
get anything on your
maybe?
range.
And
It's undead as
consecrated
well.
or
Yeah, it's
desecrated.
celestial fiends.
It's consecrated or desecrated ground too, but there's not. You don't get anything out of this. Good try though.
I was also hoping I'd see anything in the tree line, just in case.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing, which is good.
Henri, there's nothing you could. I know you have like a thing.
I have lots of things. Can you be more
No,
specific?
like the prism.
You mean like the crystal?
Yeah, it's been a while.
That just kind of gives me information every once in a while when I read a book into it. I haven't gotten anything on this.
Okay.
Right? Like I know I got one of the videos on Netherese, but I don't think this was in it.
Brother, you vaguely see something
Thanks,
blur
Chris.
in the tree line over in this direction here.
Brother, just make a whistle like Kino and look in the direction of the tree line where he heard it.
I'll walk over to brother.
Can I like take a sketch? Like, can I take a sketch of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or I
Yep,
should
you just
probably
need
ask.
time.
I should probably ask brother to do it because he's better at drawing than me. It's my performance. Yeah, my performance is terrible. I not knowing that anything's going on, I will try and take some time to draw it.
Yep. So if you take time, I'll give you advantage on your performance check. So if you're gonna take time, you can have advantage. All right.
How much?
So you guys, it's gonna take you like 15 minutes or so to make a really good drawing and concentrate and go through that.
So I'd say that I would, but I don't know what's about to happen with brother and Kino, so I can't definitely say that I would spend the 15 minutes.
Yep.
I could, if you wanted to draw it more quickly, I could probably. I've stronger performance and might be doing a better job at it.
Oh,
Might
could
not
you?
need to spend as much time. Yeah, I'm
You could
good
just
at
say
things.
yeah, better drawing. Yep, perfect. So you can start doing that. Go ahead and give me a performance check, and then guys, so Kino, now give me actual perception. Brother, give me perception. Anyone that's looking out in that area, give me a perception check. So Kailana, you can do Fentrix. All you guys can.
Nat
That's all
20.
myself.
Well, they do that. I rolled a 23
I
on
rolled a
my
nat 20.
performance.
All right.
Holy shit.
You're quickly sketching this through. You're doing a
Unnatural.
great job.
I've
All
still
right.
got those owl eyes, you know. Them
And
peep-
what was your natural 20? What's the what's your
So
what's the
21.
roll too?
For a
21.
total of 25.
Yep. Total of 25. And what was the highest roll?
Well, his 25 beat up my nat 20. My nat 20 was the
21.
21.
Yeah, so you still critically pass. But okay, so first this is what you so Kino, first and foremost, there are 3 or 4 things darting through the tree lines, and they're moving so quickly that you can only see little flashes of things, and there could be other things that are are carefully moving around. You don't see anything, but you hear subtle like twigs breaking into the things, so there could be more than the three that are there, first and foremost. So Fendrix, you just get this unnatural feeling that you're slowly being surrounded. It's like a gut feeling. You feel like you're being surrounded right now. Maybe getting ready to be ambushed. Yeah.
How long does that telepathic link last between us, Whirl?
We would have worn off by now. It's not that long. Not
No?
over an hour, I don't think.
Okay. In what case, I'm gonna look back down towards Kylena because she's still near me. Unless Kylena, are you down there with them? Because I didn't move your mini. I didn't know where you wanted to be.
No, I was up by you guys looking at the tree line.
You want to go back and grab the other two and bring them here? Because there's definitely something circling us.
Put Henri in the middle. You have contacts on all sides. I see maybe 3 or 4.
All right. Don't do anything. Roll for initiative. Roll for initiative. As that's being said, roll for initiative. So,
Oops.
yeah.
Ugh, that was
So
gross.
without us moving, so where we are right now.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just so everybody knows, those of you within 10 feet of me have a +5 on all your saving throws if it comes down to it. Which will override what I think Kino's giving you guys.
Yes. I give a +3.
He drinks and he doesn't know things. That's Fendrix.
I'm not actually here, guys. Just bear
No,
with
I'm
me.
outside, so I just get the +3, so I'm at a 4.
Yeah, Henri, Whirl, and I are way off on our own at the moment.
We're having art class. It's a very important part of the day.
They're not here. I'm just getting these guys in for initiative order.
They're here for art class. They're also
yeah.
drawing the obelisk.
All right. Okay. This is going to be a nightmare, but that's all right. All right. All right. So let's see. Let's go for high rolls first. Who rolled higher than an 18?
Um,
I got 26.
Nice.
26. Awesome.
I
So
got-
you're first. Yep.
and I got a 20.
All right. Grin's second. Who's next? Who's under 20?
I think next is Henri with a 13.
All right. Henri with 13. Okay.
Next is Kino with a 12.
It's Kylena, then Kino.
Wait, where's Kylena?
Kylena.
Oh,
Kylena
Kylena.
with, you know.
She's a
And
12
then
with a +5.
brother, we have brother Fintrix and
I'm
Fentrix
probably
got a
last.
6, Brother got a 1, and
Uh-oh.
World
Fentrix-
got an 11.
Worrell got an 11. So you're up here, Worrell. What
Fentrix
did
got,
Kino get?
Kino got a 12.
12.
Same
Okay,
as
11.
Kylena, but with not
Yep.
the dex.
Okay.
And World got an 11, Fentrix got a 6, and Brother got a 1.
Okay. I believe that's right. All right. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So this is what ends up happening. So, at around the time that you guys had said the last thing, you hear what sounds like some kind of guttural tribal scream. And in a gruff voice, you hear, right, right, now's the time, and you see like basically a bunch of like rustling or whatever, and you see several different things start to rush out of the tree lines. They almost look like they're canine-like. But these are very in the blur of this, you're not exactly sure what they are. And so Ivar, you've now got I can show you where these things are that you're going through, but you're able to see all of them pretty clearly. Even from where you're at, I believe you can target all of them. But out of the tree line rushes, these two here, which are obvious. And here, let me. So this one here, these kind of like they almost look like gnollish, but you're not exactly sure as they start rushing in. This one does have a sword and some kind of melee weapon. The other one has what looks like a ranged bow of some kind. These are the ones that are up in your face, basically. And then there is one back here. He's actually not there though. He's actually I'll fix him in a second, but he's down on the ground here. So most of them have come up to try to like get you in full swing here, but there is one or two back in this direction as well if you want to try to target them. They do have cover though, 3/4 cover, some of them. What would you like to do, Ivar?
Any of these guys look like a boss?
So it's hard to tell. Yeah, that's a good thing. From looking at it with your passive perception and everything, it's really hard to tell. The only one that screamed, is actually off in the tree line here. So it looks like these are following orders. Yeah. These guys are following orders here.
All right. Yep. So, let's see. The guys that are next to me. So, where's the most, at least from our travels, appears to be the one that's like the frontline powerful fighter of this group that's in my vicinity?
Certainly Kino looks like she could be that. Fentrix looks like he's able-bodied and able to be a frontline fighter too.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, first thing he's going to do is multiple screens here. Make sure, see, it's a 30-foot cube. Okay. So, first he's going to kind of take more of an aggressive, growling fighting stance, and he says, as he pulls out his viol, they howl, they hunt, fangs bared, eyes that glow through the trees. Yet they are the prey, killer of killers are we. Snarls turn to whimpers, claws blunt against shields, our blades cut deep. The blood and guts of the beasts shall adorn this field. And I will give inspiration to Kiona. And then he's going to cast, that was a bonus action, obviously. He's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. It's a 30-foot cube, trying to catch those 3 gnolls in front of us.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you totally can. Yep.
Okay. And then Hypnotic Pattern. Does that come up for you guys when I plus cast or not? Maybe it doesn't. Okay, so I'll put it in chat. It's the first time I've used this spell.
Yeah, no worries. What does it say?
You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube. Pattern appears for a moment, then vanishes. Each creature in the area that sees you sees a pattern. It must make a saving throw on Wisdom. Failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. All charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated and has a 0 speed.
Awesome. No, that's good. So the first one is 16. The second one.
I have a 15 for my DC.
Okay, the second one failed. The second one failed with a 14, and then the third one also failed. So these two are that's awesome. These two are incapacitated. Then you're saying that so they cannot move. Then correct?
Yeah. They're basically mesmerized, effectively.
Yep, that's awesome. Yeah, this one shrugs. So Yeah, so as you do this, as these colors go through, this one shrugs it off a little bit, and then looks back as he notices that two of his comrades are completely entranced in this. And you want to move back?
Yeah, so I'm going to free action, pull out my shield, and then I'm going to move over to next to the paladin, who may end up moving anyway. But I'll move next to the
Okay.
paladin, and that'll be my turn.
Okay, cool, awesome. So he goes what did you do? As he's basically takes his arrow and reaves it back, and he goes to this guy, goes to fire at you. Let's see if he hits. Probably 26 hit,
Yes,
I assume.
absolutely.
Yep. So hold on, let's see. All right, so this is what you see. Wow. So he does. So basically, he fires what looks like this very large bolt of wood that comes shearing at you. But as it does that, it doesn't. It looks like his trajectory was off, and he just literally glances you with it, and it flies back into the trees, crashing into the tree back here and almost crushing it. But you only take 2 points of damage. He just barely nicks you. It looks like he was firing almost through an arrow, a bolt of like really sharp wood. It feels like metal as it like crashed through you. You just
You
know
roll
that if you're taking it,
poorly? You roll
yeah, I
poorly?
rolled very.
Something else happened. Oh, okay, gotcha. I thought
Yeah,
something.
I only rolled 2 points of
2d10,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah, I only
2d10,
rolled
one
two.
on each.
Yeah, 2d10, and I rolled
That was
one on each.
impressive.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
so normally that would have really hurt, but he just glanced you and it went through it. But it does crash in this tree here, and you hear it, so you see how lucky you got. This guy is done with his turn. He's completely mesmerized. You're up, Grin. You notice that these
I,
two here are very. Oh, go ahead. Do you have anything
I,
else?
I think I have to make a concentration check.
To
If it's
keep it alive.
concentration, yeah. When you
Yeah,
take
but
damage.
with 2 points, it's normally
Anytime you take
anything.
damage.
DC 10.
The
Oh,
DC
that's
is
right. You
10,
are.
but
That is right. That is right. Yep. Go for it. Make a concentration check.
if it was a
Yep.
bunch of damage, the DC would then go to whatever half
Yep.
the
You
damage
are
was.
There you go.
absolutely right. Yep. That is correct.
Is it a con bonus? Which roll am I making? I'm
Con,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah. You just have to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just have to get above a 10. Yeah.
It's a con saving.
Con saving throw
It's a
plus
con save plus 5.
5.
There we go. Thank you.
Yep.
15. I'm good.
Yeah. You keep it up. Yep.
Deception
Yeah.
from the
So
dragon.
you glance that off. And then Grin, you notice that these two here are completely stunned, and then this
Well-
guy has just fired that arrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not even over there. I was gonna ask, do I hear that there's some kind of commotion going on?
Oh, I'm sorry, Grin. You're absolutely right. So this is what you would see. You would see that arrow go through, crash in the tree, and you would also hear the screams. And you do see the shimmering color effect that's going on, but you have no idea. You're going to have to just run straight through here to figure this out. But you did see a bolt fly that way, so you know your friends are getting attacked, and you do hear everything.
Yeah, I start making my way over there. But as I pass by Henri, I tell her, "There's something happening. Get down."
Yep.
Okay. I mean, like, I'm gonna be coming over and helping. I'm not just gonna hide in the trees.
You're talking about your painting.
I'm
Grin,
not.
as you
Spoilers.
as you hit the tree line to go through this, you now see the scene in front of you. There's some kind of crazy color stuff going on through here. You see that this guy still has his hand drawn back right as he's fired, so you can tell that this is the guy that fired last time. These are the things that made that sound, apparently. So, what would you like
Okay,
to do?
I'm gonna dash to get in closer.
Yep, go for it.
And then I will rage.
Okay. Cool.
And that's now a D8 for me. 1 second.
Yep.
I love this table.
Table?
What do we do?
It's for the magic.
Oh,
magical
yeah.
dragon.
It's very exciting.
Remember to keep in track of your rolls too, guys. And I'm going back as well. If you miss a roll, I get to do the other table, which is worse. So
I rolled a 6 for the d8. That's not my number. But it does mean that until your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored protective lights. You gain a +1 bonus to AC, and while within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same bonus.
Cool.
Is the
Nice.
number only for d20 rolls?
It's only for d20 rolls and it's unmodified. Yes.
What's the number?
You picked it. You have to pick a number between 2 and 19, and then you were supposed to message it to Chris last session.
I'll do it. I don't think I did that, so I'll do it now.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know. I thought you did, but maybe not. Let's see.
But that's my whole turn.
Let me know.
Yeah, no, you're right. You didn't, Eric. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. Message me.
But it's only bad, right? Maybe I shouldn't give you a number.
It's 2 through 19. They're not all bad. It's just chaos essentially. 2 through 19. Yep.
I will send it to you and shut up. Go ahead.
Yep. All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, Grin. All right. This guy is preoccupied. This archer is in that group that's preoccupied. Henri, it is your turn. So you see Grin rush past you and all of that. It's all happening at once.
Okay. 20, 25, 30. And I'm actually just gonna stay. I'm going to. Can I see the ones that have just breached the tree line?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. You can see them back here. They're the ones that also have that weird color stuff going on. These
all
here.
all three of them are affected.
You can't. So you would know
Okay,
that
I can only
these
see the
two
two
seem to
that.
be dazed, and this one fired. So yeah, you're not exactly sure though. One of them had to fire, so you think it's the one that's still drawing it, like that just released its bow.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
Okay. I will attempt to firebolt him.
Okay.
That one.
Go for it.
God, 12 to hit.
No, so you actually hit the firebolt. It like literally bounces like down on the ground and then dissipates as it goes into the trees. Doesn't start anything though. Anything else?
No, that'll be it.
All right, Kylena, it's your turn. You are here.
So Kylena is going to kind of back up into the tree line
I'm gonna
and
go.
Yep.
use her bonus action to hide. And then she will hold her action of a crossbow attack until one of her allies gets within 5 feet of the knoll that shot the arrow.
Okay. All right. Perfect. And it didn't add this guy in for some reason. So I'm just going to put him at the end of the initiative order because of that. Give me 1 second. Okay. Yep. So, and say the last part again one more time for me, Kylan.
I'm going to hold my action of
Yep.
shooting a crossbow at the knoll that shot the arrow
Perfect.
for when
Perfect.
one of our party members is within 5 feet of it.
Cool. Okay. All right. Kino, it's your turn.
All right, she is, and I guess Ivor would also see she has a giant shield of Cormyr, like this beautiful military shield that she's going to run up, and she's going to pull out this like beautiful sword with this giant emerald in the pommel, and with the full weight of her running up, I'm going to move up
Okay.
to there, and as I get up to this knoll, I'm just going to stick my sword out and just blindside him with this with the side.
Cool. Yep. Cool deal.
Keep in mind you have my inspiration, which is the standard plus. You can add a d8 to damage, or you can save it as a reaction and get +1 d8 armor class.
Okay, and that's before the roll. I have to use it.
I think use after. I'll read while you're playing.
Okay. First one's a 17 to hit.
17 hits. Yep.
And then the second one's a 14 to hit.
14 does not hit. So the first attack connects as you slice it in. Yep.
All right, so it's going to be 11 slashing.
Okay, yeah. So you slash into him pretty deeply, and as he does that, by the way, you can see that there's like a ton of like rage, hatred, but most importantly, surprise as this happens. And he says, "You dead!" as that's going through. Um, anything else?
It just says you can add damage, so I assume it would be at the point at which you decide to roll damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I will. And that's, you said a D8.
Yeah, 1d8.
All right, I'm gonna do that now.
Nice. Yeah, nice. That's pretty. Yeah.
7 extra slashing damage.
Yeah, so when you slash into his side, you leave a pretty like healthy cut. Like he is shocked and a little winded at the fact that you dug into him expertly and so like deftly. And you got not only through his armor, but you also were able to really hurt him. He is surprised. All right. It's
With Kino being within 5 feet, that's going
oh
to
yeah.
trigger my action. So
Yeah,
I'm
go
going
for it. Yep.
to shoot my crossbow at him.
Go for it. Yep.
It's a 13 to hit.
So it bounces just off of his bow and he deflects it off of it. But you can tell he's like frantic, like he sees it come through just at the last minute to get hit. Um as if he realizes that you guys are formidable at the last minute here. All right, it's on you, Peter.
Well, art class is over. Very sad occasion.
Yep.
We'll draw
Gonna
again some
move.
other time.
Yep. I assume you're going over here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably about right. All right, so we've
Yeah.
got
So this guy's bleeding. This guy's bleeding over here. You actually just ran up just in time to see Kino slash into him as it's all happening at once. The other two have some weird prismatic thing going on.
how far away is the raging barbarian and Kino
Let's
from
see.
you?
Yeah, that is a good question. So you are here. So Kino is um Kino's yeah, Kino's 50 feet from you. And Tom's character is around 30 feet.
All right.
Do you mean
Well,
Grin?
Gren, yep.
we don't feel like moving too much. We're gonna go ahead and say we need to wrap this up quickly, and then I am going to twin cast haste on Grin, and we'll go with Fentrix.
Cool.
Um,
Nice.
I'll just copy dump
Okay.
that and the
All right,
buff that will give you guys.
yeah, Fitrix, you feel yourself getting quickened as this is happening. What do you want to do?
Well, I need the what's haste extend my movement by? Is it 10 feet?
Um,
Fentrix, don't run in with the cage.
I get
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna put him down.
So you choose a willing creature. In this case, I picked 2 because I twinned it. Until the spell ends, your speed is doubled. +2 to AC, advantage on dex saving throws. You get an additional action on each of your turns, which can be used to take the attack action, one weapon attack only, or dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
Alrighty. So
Shit.
if that's the case, I'm gonna
Yep.
Is that all?
move myself right here, and
Yep.
if I
Yeah,
did
haste
this
is awesome.
correctly,
Yep.
I should be able to hit all 3 of them with my dragon breath.
Yeah,
Since it's a line.
and as you drop, Sir Televery says, "Those are kraken nose, they're dangerous." Ah! And he says, "Oh, that hurt." And then go ahead. As you
Alright,
drop
so I
them.
need a dex save from all 3 of them. Because my dragon's breath can hit all 3.
Yep.
It's a 30-foot line.
Yeah, awesome. Yep.
Does that catch me as well?
So 19.
So the charmed
One
ones,
fails for sure.
the
and
charmed ones is incapacitated, so I don't think they get saving throws.
Oh, I think you're right. That is 100% right. If you're incapacitated, you do not get saving throws. So this one got 19, the other one's auto fail. Yep.
Okay. In which case,
Now, if they take damage, do they get a saving throw? They do get saves, right?
That's
At
what I
the end
was
of
going to
the
say.
turn?
I didn't want to interrupt. Yeah, so I believe they get.
That's fine. At the end of the turn. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll take a look on it.
Yeah, I probably should have saved on the end of the turn, but that's okay. Let's go for now. That's my bad. So go ahead.
Well, it's only on. So to be clear, they're charmed unless they get attacked. Right?
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
That's cool.
the first time
Awesome.
they've been attacked. It's not like
Perfect.
full post-action
Perfect.
gap.
Perfect. Okay, good. All right. Okay. Yeah, go for it. So they both auto fail, so they're gonna take your dragon's breath, and this one just ducked out of the way to let his teammates get fried by your dragon breath.
So the um
Oh, and by the
two
way, Kino I think gets hit too, right? Kino, you still have to make a save.
I don't
I'll
have a.
take
It's
it.
not a cone. It's a straight line. It looked like it didn't pass through, but it also might just be the way the map's
Oh,
laid
is
out.
is it a straight line?
Yeah, I don't have a cone. I'm a straight line, so it's 30 feet out from me.
Oh, are you trying? So are you trying to get these two then, or?
Yeah, looking at it now from the way I
Yeah,
have my camera positioned, I can't hit the one guy with the
right,
No,
sword.
hit
right.
me.
Yeah, just from where I had my camera, it looked like it was passing through him. That's fine though. Yeah, I'll just hit the two then.
No, you could hit me.
No, it's fine. Regardless, I can't hit them. They're not all lined up because I only have like a 5-foot line, so it's not gonna hit the one guy. It'll hit the dude that's next to us, and then it can arc towards the guy in the back, but it'll miss the dude in the middle.
All right, disregard that deck save then.
Yep.
It was a
Okay.
12.
All right, that's fine though. This one's gonna fail, so this one fails. Anyway,
So the one
you
who
can go ahead and
failed
roll
takes
his damage.
12, and the one who succeeded takes 6.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, he ducks out of the way and takes misses the brunt of your damage, but still like hits him in the back, and then this guy takes all of it. And he kind of like yelps. All right. And
So-
now go
Got a
ahead.
bit
So
more.
I looked it up. If they take damage, the spell is no longer has effect. So the one that got hit is no longer affected. But if
Cool.
the other guy didn't get
Awesome.
attacked, he's still hypnotic.
Yep. Yeah, this guy's still going through. All right.
I've still got
So
more.
okay, go
On my
for
turn
it.
because
Yep.
I haste.
Yeah, go for it.
With my bonus action, I'm gonna speak the phrase to get the sword to hover,
Yep.
and it can make an attack action as it hovers too.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I'll put it directly in between Kino and myself, so that Noel doesn't really have anywhere forward to go with the bow.
Yep.
And that being said, it's a 15 to hit.
Basically you just hit him square, but his armor deflects it off.
That's fine.
Yep.
And then I still have 2 attack actions, which have to be on-handed because I don't have a second weapon.
Yep. 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 That's
So
fine.
that's
You're
a
just
20 to
hitting.
hit.
Yeah, first one hits. Yep.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yep.
Which
Yeah,
is just gonna be,
you hit him straight in the face. Yep.
which would just be 3 physical damage because
Yep. That's
how it
fine. No,
works.
it still goes through, and you punch him. He's surprised that he gets hit. He's trying to shrug it off, but then you go through and round up a second hit. Go for it.
Yeah. And that's a 13 for that one, so that'll miss.
Yeah, and he like he goes to hit you on the second time, and he actually takes his hand and like literally swipes it away. Goes to grab you, doesn't get a good footing, and starts to like snarl. All right.
And that's all
All
she
right.
wrote.
Is that it?
Yep,
That's
that's
it?
all she wrote.
All right. Cool. All right. So you guys hear a like a screaming charge from back here, and you hear this like roar as this thing starts to run. Tries to double move. Gets to around here and is screaming and running to try to like get you from behind, but it can't do anything yet. Brother, your turn.
All right, now the one that just ran up, he's technically what, 15, 20 feet away from me?
The one, yes, he is 1, 2, 3. I think he's 20 feet from you. Yeah,
All right,
he's around 20. He's actually 25 feet from you. Yeah, 25 feet.
5 feet. All right. I'm going to, seeing him, he's gonna probably panic, and he's going to cast. Yeah, let's go for broke. He's gonna cast Guiding Bolt at level 4.
Okay, cool, awesome.
Ooh, say goodbye.
12.
All right. Yeah, so the guiding bolt connects, but it connects right on his shield as he's like forwarding in. So you take the brunt of all of it on the shield itself. Doing damage to his shield as it goes, but doesn't actually do any damage to him. And you guys actually and brother, as that's all happening, as you guiding bolt directly into this guy's shield as he's running through, you see 1, 2, 3, barely above the tree line, you see another of these null things, but you see him take something from his pack and he lobs it over here. And let's see if so hold on one second. Let's see how many people.
Wait, I probably wouldn't get any advantage from anybody if I'm within range for attack rolls, would I? Trying to think, did Ivar have
No,
anything for that?
no, I don't believe so. What would you have for? Yeah, because it's advantage on guiding bolt is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. All right. So, let's see. So it looks like Grin, Ivar, brother, Kylena. That was a good throw. So Kylena, uh, Peter, your character, and
Whoa.
Andre. Yeah, I guess. Go ahead and give me dexterity saving throws.
Is Kylena actually
Do-
there? Because she was in the trees, so her mini's just not exactly accurate because I couldn't figure out where to put her.
Oh, gotcha. I thought she did have to come out though to cast because no, she is because she made a delayed reaction to shoot the guy, so she
Okay.
had to be. Yeah, yeah.
Do I get my danger sense?
Yes, you definitely get danger sense on this dexterity saving throw. This is
That
what you
answered my
see.
question.
Yeah,
Well
so
done.
anything that have that you would get danger sense on. This is what you guys see. You see a globe of caustic, glowing, reddish liquid get lobbed through this tree line and just explode in a huge fiery heap that just like basically explodes with concussive force and go through. So
The little
14 just
dragon's there.
so yep, the dragon's here too. I'm gonna have to make a save on him as well, but you'll see. He's lucky he's in that cage.
I got a 14 on advantage.
13.
All right. 13. Okay.
18.
17.
You said a
Uh,
dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. So anyone above a 16 saves. Anyone above a 16 uh is going to take is only going to take half damage from this. Everyone below a 16 takes all of it. Not so bad. So it's actually 11 points of damage, and everyone until the end of your turn is blinded by this. That didn't save. So anyone that didn't save until the end of your next turn is blinded. So you're either gonna have to like do that magically, whatever, but you cannot see anything right now. This is what ends up happening. So as you go through and you take that damage, it's not only searing heat, but there's some weird caustic effect that basically goes through all of your vision and burns your eyes, and it's like something you've never felt before in your entire life. You feel panicked as this happens.
Did that seem like a spell? Or like an item?
It seemed like an item.
Okay.
Yeah, this is not a spell. Yeah, this is an item that did this. You hear something like scream and cackle and laughter as that happens. And he is going to. Uh, okay. Highest passive perception in the group?
Brother 16.
Mine was a 16.
Well, he's blinded, right? So that's not the same anymore.
Well, I
Yeah.
saved.
Yeah, he
Oh, you
saved.
did?
Brother
Okay.
saved. Brother saved.
Cool beat.
But that's still so he's hidden. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Now, do you want me to roll the damage to this guy's shield?
Yeah, it doesn't actually work that way. I wish it did. We
Okay.
don't have hit points on the shield. Yeah, I wish. All right. All right, Ivar, you're up. You are up. You muted, Eric?
Yeah,
Let's
Eric's
see.
muted. Eric, it's your
Okay.
turn.
we can't.
Finding the window. Hello. Good morning. So, I was looking at blinded. So, can I still move to characters and still attack characters, but just at disadvantage, or is it deeper than that?
No, I think the way that blinded works, I just set it up, is that you can still move for sure. And I'm going to read it out so everyone knows what blinded does. So a blinded ranger can't see and automatically fails any ability checks that require sight. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and this is just until the end of your turn. Um, uh, uh, Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls at disadvantage. You can still attack.
Okay,
You can still totally attack. Yep.
Cool. All right. So, And I'm going to run out of poems, so I'm not going to read another one. But I'm going to give inspiration to who is the one right below me to my right.
Kailana
Helena?
Who's it?
with the
Oh, is
white
that a
hair.
mage?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kalena.
I can
Yep.
give you some armor class. So I'm going to go ahead and give you inspiration, and then
Kailana
actually
is a
no,
rogue.
okay, a rogue. Oh, even better. Okay, good. So I'll do that. So I do a short battle poem, inspiration, and then I want to run forward. And if I'm within 30 feet of the uh, one null that's not charmed, I want to move up to him.
Yep.
It's 2.
And then ideally, I want to move
Uh-oh.
next to the barbarian.
Yeah.
So you want
it's
to
a little
go
mess
here?
over here.
So the space in between Kino and myself is occupied by the dancing greatsword.
Okay.
As a
All
heads
right.
up.
So if there's a space, because I'm trying to get that +1 armor class, but if not, no worries. I want to get. Oh, is that as far as I can go? So I cannot reach the guy yet. Correct.
You might have a couple more feet. He should have like 5 or 10 more feet.
No, you do. You can reach him. Yep. You can reach him here.
Okay.
If you want to attack him, you can still attack him at disadvantage.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'm gonna rage. He's angry because if he's blinded, now he's just gonna
Yep.
throw himself into the fray. The one that is hypnotized is no longer hypnotized because he
Yep.
can't concentrate. And now I'm gonna do reckless attack, so that will even out my disadvantage.
Perfect. Yeah. No. Perfect. Yep. Go for it.
So, and I use my free action to pull out my battle axe, and
Yep.
that's what I'll hit with.
Yep.
Go
Cool.
battle axe, battle axe.
Battle axe, I
Tori,
choose
battle
you.
axe, what do
You guys see this too, as Ivar is literally blinded, running up the hill to go through this. He like in just instinct pulls out this weapon to go to attack him.
There we go. Okay, I was looking for the. Okay. Oh, one. Okay, so that'll miss. And then
Literally-
second one, I get two. I get two
Yep.
attacks.
Yeah, the first one you literally go through. Roll to hit for me just in case. Roll to hit.
Okay. 10.
All right, so you slam the axe slams into your armor, Fintrix, but you just shrug it off.
Okay.
Go ahead. That's the next one.
Start with that. So does a 16 hit?
Yep. 16 just under. It's 17. So you
Okay.
go through and you connect fully, but he gets super lucky where the bow like hits the end of your axe and pushes it a little bit, and roars right in your face as that happens.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Ivar laughs.
All
Very
right.
excited.
All right. Okay. Awesome. And so this guy now is like he says, "Get away from me, you yeah!" And he like goes through and he goes to he takes one of his arrows that are really not arrows. They're very heavy, long, like 3 foot tall almost bolts that he's firing from this huge thing. And he takes it and he goes and tries to stab one of these in you. Probably not going to be able to do it, but let's see.
I'm going to use
Yeah,
my
so-
reaction to make a
Okay.
sentinel attack when he attacks a creature that isn't
Perfect.
me.
Yeah, perfect. So first he goes to like stab into you, Ivar, but literally he loses his footing a bit and it just scrapes through your armor. This bolt that he has in his hand doesn't even penetrate you. And then you see Kino, what you would if you weren't blinded. You see after your turn, you're starting to see your vision's starting to come back actually. And you see Kino go through and attack him. Go ahead and roll to hit, Kino.
25 to hit, and I'm going to pump a second level Divine Smite into this.
Awesome. That'll probably do it. Yeah, that'll probably do it.
Barbarian.
Let's see. Yep. So you literally direct
11 on
hit
the
him.
smite,
Awesome. Okay. So you see
7
Kino.
on the sword.
Perfect. Tell me how you want to do this, Kino.
So I'm going to stab up into him, and on the Divine Smite, my sword is going to glow this brilliant purple, and then I'm just going to saw it upwards, and I'm going to snap his clavicle, and I'm just going to almost decapitate him as I just pull it down across his ribs.
Yeah, and as your vision starts to come back, you also have a bit of blood spray and stuff. You and Fintrix start to see this as well. Awesome. Yep. All right, he's down and dead. All right. This fighter has not taken damage yet and is still gone through. Give me a actually no, you didn't take any damage, so you're all good. Hold on.
So
Uh,
that one is not hypnotized if he caught because I went berserk. I went raged.
Did you attack this one? This one here?
No, No, so because I raged, he is no longer under my hypnotism spell.
Oh, right, because it breaks concentration. That's right. Okay, awesome. Very cool. Thank you for reminding me. All right, so this guy now enraged, seeing what you just did, Kino, he says, "You killed my brother!" And he basically tries to take all of his weight. He actually drops his shield, and he is going to try to two-handed attack you, and he fails miserably. He's so blinded by rage that you barely have to dodge this attack, and it goes right into the ground and crashes into the stone. Grin, your turn.
I have the widest smile on as he does that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to close the remaining distance between me and that guy.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Yep.
And then I am also going to recklessly attack.
Yep.
3 attacks with my weapon of certain death.
Yep. His shield is dropped on the ground too. Yep.
The first one was almost a nat 20, but it's a 2.
Okay. Yep. So the first one he ducks underneath and like gives you like a smirk.
Second is a 19 plus 7, so 26 max.
Yeah, as you have that smirk, you literally just hammer him right into his face with your blade.
And am I still hasted?
Yep.
Okay, then my third attack is a 25 total.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, so you hit 2 attacks, very solid. What's your damage?
11 plus 9, 20 total of
All right.
magical slashing.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
so
wait.
you
Sorry.
Yep.
Ivar, you said you drop concentration when you rage?
We got hasted from Whirl.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. Okay.
Yep.
Yes,
I
did.
mixed up my people.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yep. All right. Okay.
So yeah, 20 magical slashing, and he can't heal until my next turn.
Awesome. Yep. All right.
Was it all 3 of the attacks?
Yeah, I missed one.
Okay,
Yeah, he missed
that was
one.
fine.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
knew you said
you've now slashed him in the face. He's bleeding from his face. You went through and hit him again, pretty substantially. He's got cuts all over now. Henri, it is your turn.
Okay. I am going to firebolt the knoll directly ahead of me with the shield.
Yep. Yep.
Come on.
I like to say he has a not shield because he dropped the shield.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural or natural 20?
Unnatural.
Okay, yeah, that completely like you hit a direct hit right into his chest. Go and roll damage. Yep.
You know that the light that you're looking at is not the one I'm talking about, right?
Are you doing this one?
No, the one right in front of me. I'm the blonde-haired
Oh.
wizard.
So your character looked like they're Oh no, you're not facing up there. I'm blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That's
know,
the one to the
yeah.
left of brother Chris.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah. Duh. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
You're right.
The way
This
we're
one
in.
here.
Let's
Yes.
Yep.
That
This one here. Yep.
one.
Okay. Go for
7
it.
points of fire damage.
All right. Awesome. Yep. You notice that not only does it connect, but he's like slightly like unnerved by this fire as he's going through, but he takes the damage. All right, Kylan, it's your
Sorry,
turn.
I just want to say real
Yep.
quick. I'm going to also move over and check on the cage.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, as you move over and check on the cage, you notice that Sir Talavar doesn't look like he's actually taken any damage, and the cage is still shimmering a bit. And he says, "What's going on? I can't see anything." And you notice that it's because the cage is now wedged in, and he's too afraid to like touch the edges. So he's asking you to pick him up, Henri.
Picking up is an action, though, right?
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Actually,
I will.
no. I'd allow you to pick up a cage as a bonus action in this case. You can pick it up as a
Okay,
bonus
then yeah,
action.
I pick it up.
Yep. Okay. All right. All right, Kylan, it's your turn.
Kylena is going to fire her crossbow at the knoll that Grin is currently attacking.
Okay. Yep. This one here. Go for it.
24 to hit.
Yeah, that slams into him. Right. 10 points of damage.
Plus, I get my sneak attack damage since Grin is within 5 feet
Oh.
of him.
Yeah, you might. Let's see what happens.
So that's 17.
Plus the 10, so 27 points of
27
damage.
hit.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
how? Go ahead.
well, I was gonna say I also have that D8 of inspiration damage if I need
Yeah.
that.
No, just tell me how you'd like to finish him off.
So as this knoll is peeking behind his shield to kind of swing at Grin, she fires a crossbow bolt that goes directly through his eye and out the back of his skull.
Awesome. Yeah, and he falls to the ground completely lifeless. All right. Kino, it's your turn.
All right, seeing that knoll fall, I'm going to rush up.
Yep. Yep.
To right there, and I'm going to take same thing. I'm going to run, and I'm just going to do these huge upward swipes with all of my weight behind him as I charge forward.
Awesome. Yep.
So that's going to be a 22 on the first hit,
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
and then a 26 on the second one.
Yeah, so you both connect pretty solidly. Yep.
I'm going to smite the second one, so 7 slashing on the first.
Yep.
All right, and only first level, so we're going to do 2d8. And all right, so that's 16 and 7.
Okay, nice. Yeah, 16 to 7. So 23 points of damage. You've now opened him up, and you can tell that he's like bleeding profusely going through this, but snarls at you and like is surprised and looks like he's taking a bolt to counterattack. All right, Peter, your character's up.
Can you pull me back in? I had to restart my Tailspire.
Absolutely. Here, let's pull you in right here.
And Chris, I'm just gonna lean into the null after seeing it snarl and attack me, and I'm just gonna lean in and say, "You fucked up by attacking us."
Yeah. As a free action, it is going to say, "You need to die," as it's just got hit. Yeah. And all right. So Peter, you're what? Did it summon you in, by the way?
Yep, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Who would you like to attack?
We're just gonna look at this guy who's got the shield
This
beaten
one
with.
looks a little worse off back here than this one, but they both look, but this one looks a little bit worse off. The one in the back there.
I'm gonna focus on the guy who's closer. I think they got the guy who's
Yeah,
farther away from me. We're
sure.
just
Yep.
gonna go ahead and hit him with a little bit of a mind sliver.
Yep. Is that
He
save?
That's a save. It is an intelligence saving throw. He's 50.
Yeah, he fails miserably. Yep.
Ooh. So he is gonna take 7 psychic damage, I
Okay.
believe. And he has to, if he subtracts 1d4 from his next saving throw
Awesome.
until the end of my next turn, if that comes.
Yeah, and how does Mind Sliver work? You do a semantic component, and you see like a silver, like, is
It's
it
just
like a?
verbal, actually, as I drive
Oh,
a
it's verbal.
disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of the creature.
Yeah, you see him like take his head then and like go through, and you see like blood dribble down his ears as he kind of screams out loud. And Fentrix, it is your turn. Unless you had anything else. Is that it?
I'm gonna turn a spell slot into sorcery points.
Awesome. And then you said a D4 on his next
Uh, Saving
save.
throw. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. All right, Fentrix, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna move myself up here because haste will give me all the movement I need to get
Yeah, of
there.
course. Yep. Yep.
Um, now, first and foremost, I forgot how it works, so I was talking to them about it. Rules for improvised weapons.
Yep.
It's just a D20, correct? And then a
Yeah, and then
D4.
right.
All right, I'm gonna go for that then, as I try and crack this man in the side of the head with my shield.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, you can.
That's a net 20.
Awesome. All right. Not 20, and you can either take double the dice damage or max your damage. Probably want to take
I'm
double.
just gonna do I'm gonna do the double, and I'm gonna divine smite him
Okay,
as I hit
cool.
him with the shield.
Cool. Go for it. So you take he's yep, so
Double that
6
smite
6
damage.
damage without
6 points of
smite,
damage.
and
Yep.
then
And then
smite
you get
is the
you get
second
the double.
level is. I just got to see how many die it is for smite. Sorry. It's 3d8, so then it's 68. You want me to roll?
Yep. Or you take the max, whatever you want, but it's usually better.
I'll take that. It's 25 on top of the 7 I just did.
How do you want to do this with your shield?
Seeing Kino kind of charge him and try and gut him, I'm gonna kind of run up behind her and take like the little pointed end of the shield and just drive it right into his forehead.
Okay.
As like holy energy just kind of blows his face apart from
All
the
right.
inside out.
Awesome. Yep. Very cool.
then I'm gonna move the dancing greatsword down in front of the knoll with the shield to put it between brother and the knoll, because I don't
Okay.
think I has the more than 30 feet to get all the way to the knoll.
Yep.
But I can keep it there, and then I'll have to end my turn because I got nothing else.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so he is dead, brother. It is your turn. One visible enemy left. This
One
one here.
visible.
Yep.
In his frustration, and this guy's taking damage the last round.
Yeah. He has taken damage. Yep.
All right, he's going to bring his holy symbol up, and this pretty much cacophonous sound of a bell is going to ring through the air with a mournful sound of a dragon's roar. I'll need a wisdom throw.
Yep.
Or
Oh.
wisdom save.
18.
Fuck! A
Yeah,
duck!
that's with a -1.
Dude, we would
18.
minus it. He has to lose
Oh,
D4 on his
wait,
next.
that's right. Wait, I might actually fail this. Hold on. Absolutely. No, good call. Yep, so that's a 15.
That's 15. My save is a 15.
I did my
Okay.
best.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. I rolled exceptionally. I rolled a 19 naturally, so and he's got a -1 to that. But all right. All right, cool. Ivar, it's your turn.
All right. Now you'd mentioned that there's only one that we can see, but the other guy, he just tossed that little.
There was a guy that tossed
grenade.
something, and he moved and hid. He moved to the tree lines to take the hide action, and you have no idea where he's at. He's not actually targetable. What you can do is this. You have two options. You can either try to attack the one that you can see, or you can, if you want to take your whole turn, to do a perception check to try to find the hidden thing. He does have cover through the trees, and he's already taken the hide action. It's up to you.
No worries. I'm going to go ahead and fire 2 arrows at the guy I can see, and then use my movement to run into the woods.
Okay, cool.
So
Awesome.
I'll roll.
Yep.
Real quick, I have to check inspiration. Is that touch or is that within a range? Let's see.
I think it's a range, but I could be wrong. You might need to touch someone. Let's see.
I'm looking. Sorry.
I'm looking too.
Inspiration. It is 60 feet.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and give one. I can't really see anybody that's near.
Here, I'll give it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you have
that guy with the
Yep.
sword. Sorry, down low, right?
Yep. Brother.
It's funny. Oh, right there. Yes, that guy.
Brother. Yep.
So
Brother.
he gets it, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna fire 2 arrows.
Okay. Two over here. Yep.
I say I gotta write a bunch of poems, but that also slow the game down, so I won't do that. Let's see, 2 attacks.
Yep.
2 longbow. That's a 13 that'll miss,
Yep. First one misses.
and a 19.
19 hits. 19
All right.
hits.
He takes this plus this. Oh yeah, D8 plus 2.
D8 plus 2. Okay.
6 points, and then also when he casts it, out of the woods and out of the ground sprout a bunch of ghost-like Viking warriors that stand in front of all of my allies, except for me, which is ancient ancestral guardian. So he has disadvantage on everybody except for me.
Nice. Awesome. Yep. All right, Grin.
Then I run into the woods.
Run into the woods chasing after. Okay, cool. You want to go here? We'll do this. Your full rest of your movement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can get here. I'll put you down there in a second, but you're in the woods. Yep. Okay. Awesome. All right. All right, Gren, your turn.
Okay. Just checking. Am I still blinded?
No, it was the end of your last turn, so you're
Okay.
no longer blinded. Yep.
Am I still hastened?
Yes.
Yeah, that
Cool.
lasts for like a minute.
I'm
Lasts
gonna
for a minute. Yep.
I'm gonna turn and full charge to the guy in the back there.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
My speed's
7.
80 at the moment. So.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. You're good.
And then all 3 of my greatsword attacks on him.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, haste is incredible, dude. It's so good that you have that with this.
So the first one's a nat 20.
Yep. This was all
Awesome.
part of the plan.
Had nat 20. Yep.
Second one's a 2.
All right.
And the third one's a 24.
Okay, so 2 attacks hit, and you get to double that damage or take max damage, whatever you want.
I actually, as a half orc, and this is the very first time I think I've ever remembered to do this and got a nat 20 in the occasion.
Yep.
Get three die instead of double.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's better. That's way better. Yep. Go do that.
Savage Tack, in case you're wondering what that is.
Yeah. No, I remember it now. Yep. Awesome.
So the crit is gonna be sorry.
It's a. I saw an 11 or something here. Let me go through.
Yeah, I forgot to hit the damage as a crit, so I'm just I fucked it up. It's a 3 plus 8 plus 3
Okay, so 14 damage.
plus another 5.
So 19 damage. Yep.
And then the second attack that
Yep.
hit
I might do it. Yep. Let's see.
gets a 15.
Oh yeah. So how would you like to do this?
So he's gonna turn as soon as the guy drops in front of him from Kylena's crossbow bolt. He's gonna turn and full charge with the sword kind of out in front of him.
Yep.
So as he runs and gets to him, he's gonna spear him right through the chest and like pick him up off the ground, and then throw him back down onto the ground.
Awesome. Yep. Yeah, he like goes to like say a gasp word of like surprise as you do this. You completely kill him, bleed him out. Okay, so since there is still an enemy out there that's possibly so this is what you have as options, Henri. You can stop what you're doing right there, take yourself out of initiative order, or you can stay in initiative order, move, and make a perception check.
Because I have the cage, I'm going to back up and take myself out of initiative order.
Awesome. Okay, Kylena, what would you like to do?
Kylena is going to go towards the woods, get as close as she can,
Yep.
and then
3,
use
4,
her
5, 6. Yep.
eye for detail bonus action to make a perception check to spot the knoll that's hiding in
Oh,
the trees.
if you can make a perception check as a bonus action, then you also get an action. So cool, awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
awesome.
hoping
Yep.
that I can find him and shoot him in the same turn.
Yeah, let's go ahead and make a perception check.
No, that's only a 13.
Yeah, it's and there's so much cover too, because he not only did he get it's easier for him to make this hide but he also has a bunch of cover and there's all kinds of things going on. But you go through and scan the tree line. So far, we haven't found him. Kino, it is your turn.
All right, I am seeing no one. She would double move down towards where she saw the other one.
Yep. Okay, go for it.
She saw null one.
Yeah.
Boo.
Hey,
Ventrix, I'm really proud of you. Don't blow it.
Yeah.
I'm awarding 5 points to House Ventrix.
Hell yeah.
All right, I think that's as far as she. And I can't see anyone else with a passive perception of 15. Correct.
Correct.
All right, she will hold her direction. So that's it.
Okay. All right. Your turn. Your turn, Peter.
Well, Whirl is about as perceptive as you'd expect.
Yep.
So I think instead, because someone did throw something at us, I am just gonna move a little bit to here and hold my action to Mind Sliver if I see another knoll.
Awesome. All right, Fentrix, what would you like to do?
All right. I'm still hasted, and did I see which way our new comrade ran off into the woods?
The only way you know that he was over here somewhere when he ran, so it must be over in this direction. But he had a couple different directions he could have run. He could have run through this tree line here, or he could have run straight through the valley and gone into these trees here. Or I guess he could have also doubled back, hid, and then ran this direction. It's kind of sucky. to try to find this, but you didn't see or hear anyone going through this thing. So I mean, you probably would try to still go over here, but it's up to you.
Yeah, oh, that's fine. Because I'm hasted. I can get to
Yep.
like right here as a normal action.
Yep. Yep.
And then I can make an active perception check, which is
Go for
awful,
it.
but at least I can try.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Wish I was still an owl. That's a 12 for me.
You don't find anything yet. It's pure silence going through it. Brother, it's your turn.
I'll make a perception check.
Yeah. And remember, guys, this is all happening at once, so it's just the chaos of battle and everything. You've just killed everything. Yeah.
Oh, natural 20 for a 26.
All right. So, brother, even though you don't see anyone, you actually do hear way off into the distance something in this direction here, but you're unable to target the person. But you can now tell your comrades that you hear something unnatural over here in this direction.
I will relay that message to my comrades.
Yep. But you don't see anything at all. But you now have the trail that he must be going this way. All right.
Oh, and for my movement, I'll move. Let's see here. I think I'll just be able to get above Kino, I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine.
For some reason, I can't move the mini, though.
It's because it's because I have it under initiative. Hold on one second. But it doesn't matter. He's now moved. Hold on one second. So, brother, you know that he's moved in this direction here and taken more hide actions. But now we can take each other out of initiative, and we just need to make a choice. So he's far enough away and hidden through the trees that he has now had time to like repurpose and go through. If he does run into the valleys and you guys like make a sentinel move to like Overwatch here, you'll be able to detect him. But unless you want to spend hours going through the forest, which is certainly an option, he is now completely hidden and obscured. Now, brother, you do know that the good news is, thanks to brother, you know he's somewhere in here, but it would take you a long time to quietly and go through all of these. So you just have to make a choice now.
Can I move to Henri?
Yeah, and we're out of initiative, so you guys can do Yep.
What about? So I was planning on my turn to use survival to try and track him, since I know.
No, you could totally do that right now. Yeah, you can absolutely do that right now. Yeah, and just communicate amongst yourselves as a group what you guys want to do. But yeah, absolutely, you can start going through the trees and like trying to pick up his track. Basically, what you're doing with survival is you're literally trying to find where he first started with broken twigs and stuff, and seeing if you can track this guy down.
Is a natural 20 total 28 good enough?
Yeah, so as a natural 20, you will be able to pick up his trail from right here. So you see Ivor go into the woods. You notice right here is where he started, and you now have picked up his trail as a natural 20, and you will it'll probably gonna take you 10 15 minutes to go through it, but this is what you'll know. So here's what you know from your natural 20. If you do this, you have to be quiet. Out of game, you have to make stealth checks to make sure he doesn't hear you, so he doesn't rehide. But if you can stealth, you can find this guy exactly where he's hidden. But you're going to have to. It's going to have to be you and people who are good at not alerting people of where they're coming from. If you can find him though, you could probably just coup de grace him, take him out.
Okay, so my hope would be, because I have half plate, my hope is going to be to try and get a general area within like about a 20-foot diameter or so, and then I want to cast.
Because you have a natural 20, you can even, if you want to, you can even tell someone his direct route. But you're gonna have to spend like 3 minutes going through it, or you can do it yourself. It's totally fine either way.
Then in that case, yeah, if we can make this like a hunting party, then I'll share it with the group. I'll share that with the group.
All right. All right. So Ivar comes back, and you guys are now. I imagine you're whispering, or are you just talking normally?
I'll whisper.
Okay.
I caught the little rat's tail. I can show you where we can split up and triangulate against him. Who's with me?
I'm not the quietest. If I come with you, I'm just gonna make a bunch of noise. And then on that note, I'm gonna come find that knoll that had the sword and the shield over here. I don't remember where you erased them from, but I gotta grab his sword.
Yeah. No, you totally can. Yep. Yep.
He was like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Yeah, there's a dead one here. There's also one that had a bow and some other stuff, and then there's a dead one over here too.
This
I'm
one
only
had the
concerned
shield
with the sword.
specifically.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just concerned with the sword and shield. 'Cause at least I
Okay.
know it's one-handed.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
See, as you go through and look at that sword, by the way, it's a very crude, heavy weapon. It's not made exceptionally well, but the metal that it's forged in is heavier than it should be, and it's certainly a kind of a savage weapon for sure. But
Mm.
the sword you have currently is better made, but you can still take the sword. Yeah.
Yeah, I need something that I can use once I use the dancing greatsword for its intended purpose, because I don't have
Yep.
another melee weapon.
It does count as great sword, by the way, the sword that he's got in his hand.
Ooh, never mind then.
Now there's how many no bodies? 4?
4. Yep, there's 4.
I'm just looking over my alchemy table quick.
Yep. Cool.
I'm gonna silently point to Kylena and then point out towards the direction Ivor was talking about.
And Ivor will point out and kind of follow the stealthier people.
Alright, nothing I know specifically, but I'm gonna take a chance and just rifle through the 4 bodies real quick and see if there's anything I note.
Yeah, I'll help you out.
Yep. Yeah, so as you do that, so Kylena, do you want to try to track this guy down?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Are you going to do it alone?
If nobody else can be stealthy with me, then I will go alone.
And
Good
you
luck.
get
I have-
+8 to something. You still have the inspiration.
I have
Okay.
disadvantage on stealth, so
Yep,
Same.
so do I.
I'll stay here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm a walking wind chime.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. So
Okay.
what about in the game?
All right. All right. So all right, Kylena, so you're going to go out by yourself, correct?
Yep.
All right. And this is what I'll let you do too. So you're gonna go ahead and make your stealth check. You only have to do one. We're gonna use that one for this.
it's
Okay,
a
perfect.
24.
Okay. What you'll also do is this is how this will work in like assassination mode. If you find him in a precarious position, I will let you ready your highest damage attack, and then you can kind of like talk me through exactly what you'd like to do. You're gonna have advantage on this attack too, probably, but we'll see. So this is what you find. So Kylena, as you're going through the forest here, not only do you from Ivar's notes, you start to pick up his trail, and then you can clearly see where he's heading and where he's going through. And as you start to walk all the way through, it only takes you 5-10 minutes to find out that he has managed to over here. He's managed on this side to not only like hide himself, and he hasn't noticed you at all. Hide himself under a bunch of foliage and other things, and he's barely like breathing at this point. But he's also prone, and he's put like dirt and stuff over him, so he's in a really precarious position right now. But you're gonna have to tell me what you'd like to do, and then I will let you take your highest damage attack to go through it, and I'll have to roll something.
All right. So since he's prone, using any ranged attacks, I would have disadvantage, right?
Correct, but any melee attacks you'll have advantage. That's right.
So with that, I would want to continue to sneak up on him to do a rapier attack. If I have advantage on the attack, then that
You
means
get
that my
sneak attack.
sneak
Yep,
attack still applies because it's
that's
connected.
right. That is correct. Yep, you get sneak attack.
So yeah, I would just put my years of stealth training to use and sneak up until I'm right behind him, then jam the rapier right through his neck.
Yep. So do me a favor. There's a couple things that are going to happen. You do have a chance to kill him outright. I'm just going to roll to see if I get a reaction. Roll your damage though. That's important. Even though it's only one attack, go ahead and roll your damage. You rolled a hit too, but you get advantage. I'm assuming you're going to hit him.
You can roll that d8 for damage if you didn't use it otherwise.
If you don't hit him, it's not because you miss him. It's because you go through and attack him, but you make too much noise. Yeah.
Yeah, I might have missed him with advantage. I think that was only a 14 to hit.
Okay. All right. No, that's fine. Go ahead and roll your damage. You do hit him. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I'm gonna add that D8. So that's 22, 23 damage.
Okay, that is pretty good. Let's see if he actually. What's your initiative modifier?
+5.
Oh, awesome. Okay. So he does not get a reaction on this. So you that's very good for you. So because he was prone, because he was hiding because of that, I'll let you that counts as a surprise round. Go ahead and attack him again. He's still prone. You get to roll with advantage. Let's see if you take him out. So you grab him once in the neck and he's like he's not even facing you as you do this, and you get him really that hits. Was that damage?
No, that was just to hit him.
Okay, all right. Yep, 26. Yep.
And then
Yeah, you take him out. You kill him. So he does have a bag. So he was reaching into his bag as he was dying. He was reaching into his bag, and you realize what was going to happen, Kylan, and you kind of like your breath catches you real quick. He was going to take whatever was in his bag and probably ignite it, which would have tried to at least take both of you out in like a grand like blaze of glory. But there are now 3 of these caustic potion like things in his bag that you now have. But you kill him outright.
Nice.
yeah, I would just
Good
take
job.
the entire bag.
Yeah, okay, cool. So you carefully take it back and go through it. Cool. Very cool.
And then head back to the rest of the group.
Cool. All right. So the way these potions work, they do have to be thrown, but they are 3d10. If they make contact for 1 round, your opponents are blinded. Pretty good bomb thing, but for 1 round. All right. All right. So you guys are completely out of initiative order now.
Well, did I finish sketching that obelisk?
No, but if you take another 2-3 minutes, you'll be able to. As your Talavar says, "My goodness, you are all very good at this. Those are nasty creatures.
Yeah, but we're super strong.
You are quite good at killing things. I don't know if that's good or bad, but thankfully, you're on my side, I guess, so it's good."
We made sure
Good
they
for you.
attacked us first, so.
Oh, they certainly did. Those are nasty, nasty creatures. They're cockanolls. They're awful things.
Excuse you?
What are they?
Excuse me?
They are cockanolls.
I'm not sure that's what you should be using.
He says, "No, it's cucka. No, they're a specific kind of gnoll within the Feywild. They're evil creatures. I'm not. Usually, they don't actually venture out into. I've never actually seen one in Prismere. That's a little disturbing in itself. But surprised that they would be on this hill, though. But strange." But he said, he says, I don't mean to rush anyone or whatever, but I do feel my life kind of fading. Could we perhaps maybe get to the cabin?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Did I get anything off the bodies?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do. So you get first of all you get 30 coins you've never seen before. They look like they're made out of a pinkish gold that has a green tint to it.
Rose gold.
And they do have the face of a woman that you have never seen. You also get, so both of them have there's 2 great swords that they use as a normal sword and a shield. The shields are crude. They do have like things like sticking out of them. But the thing that's interesting is that there's 2 very large bows. Looks like you have to be really strong to go through them. But their arrows, even though they're made out of wood, the wood is cold to the touch and feels like steel. And the arrows look more like bolts than anything, and they're very sharp at the end.
Can those be used for regular bows,
No.
or do you have to be like knoll, like knollish?
Well, they're certainly too heavy to fire from a normal bow. If you were to use their bows, you probably could fire them. Their bows look like you have to be really, really strong, but you could still take a bow or whatever.
All right, how many bows are there?
2 bows, and there are 20 total of those arrow things left.
Yeah, let's take all those for sure.
But they're wood and they feel like steel.
Wow.
All right, and then yeah. So Televar says it's. I think it's just over on that area. We just have to maybe stay clear of that weird floating, ominous black-looking thing. Perhaps.
Probably.
You want me to take him back, Henri? Now that I have the free hand.
Sure, try not to drop him this time, though.
Listen, I had to take care of things.
If you need the free hand, then hand him to me.
I will throw him next time. You were nowhere to be seen.
I will probably not catch him, but I'll do my best. I'm sorry if I drop you, I say to the night dragon.
He says, "Oh, it's it's worse than. I mean, it's not as bad as dying from not getting to the hut. So it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine."
Let's go.
I'm just gonna smack Fentrix on the back as he passes.
On the butt.
No, on the
Whoa!
back. And good work back there. That was impressive.
Thank you. Everybody underestimates the shield. Best offense is a good defense.
No, I love shields.
And so, Whirl, as you come out too, you notice that there's more stone under here, and then there it looks like there's a path into the forest over in this direction.
Um,
I
before I
found a
forget.
path.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you can go.
No, get your comment out. It's more important.
I was just gonna point out, like in character, like, this might be a path. I don't know. I was doing a sketch, which I would also give to Anri and be like, look, one sketch of an obelisk.
Yep. Yeah, you're able to complete it.
I am missing.
I don't know how long that sketch will take, but if I guesstimate an hour, then I'll take a short rest. Otherwise, I'm good.
It was only a couple minutes. It was only a couple minutes. You guys can take a short rest if you want, but it was only a couple minutes to complete it.
So player statement. When I get a short rest, I can get all my inspirations back. So it's up to you guys.
We should
Maybe we could
probably
take-
get him.
We could take the rest at the hut, maybe.
I feel like that makes the most sense. I don't think Whirl would feel confident taking a short rest with a strange magical obelisk where we just got attacked by gnolls.
Also, that ugly old dragon is dying.
Oh, he's not ugly.
Stop
That's my
talking
friend.
about Fentrix like that.
Yeah, what the fuck? Calm down, Azrael 2.0.
I appreciate everyone doing this for me. I really do.
Chris, what do the orange trees look like now that we're a little bit closer?
So perfect. So if your gaze gets to the orange trees, this is what they actually look like. So as you're going through, they are slowly and surely moving with it. There's no wind or anything at all. These they actually very very subtly glow on the edges. A brilliant orange. And they do, now that you're in closer inspection, look like they could be dangerous. They have very very sharp points and they're moving as if they might be alive, maybe even sentient. You're not sure. They look maybe dangerous.
There's a person.
Now, if you
Okay.
so there is actually, so as you can go through and look at the trees, there is a person off into the distance. Give me a perception check.
That is... Oh, it's almost good. 15.
So all you see is a person with long white hair off into the distance.
I'm just very subtly... I'm just going to be like, Honor, do you see... female, male, can I decipher?
From here, you can't. Too much cover and other things.
White hair up ahead. Did you see her?
Who?
I'm just going to motion very slightly. I'm not going to point, but I'm just going to like kind of do the head nod to Brother and Henri if they can see me.
What about me?
I'll take a look out in that direction and see what I can see.
I'm not very perceptive.
Yep.
I get a +0.
Kylena notices Kino
19.
pointing this person out,
Yep.
and she looks too. But she did also roll a 16, which is her Feywild roll number.
Oh, thank you. All right, awesome. So, as you start to look out, so brother, you would notice that this is actually a man, and you actually think probably a Ladrin, white hair. And then 16. Let's find out what happens. So, Give me a D100 roll.
$77.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. What is 7?
Also, my total roll for perception was 21.
Awesome. Okay. So this is so you would know a little bit of this anyway. This is a winter seasoned Eladrin with white long hair, very fine clothing. This is what's going to happen for you next time. So the next time, just remember this, and I remember this. The next time you make an attack roll, you're going to hear a voice that says, "I believe in you," as a whisper. Your attack is going to automatically hit, followed by a small rainbow.
Aw.
All right. And he is dutifully going through and caring for these trees. The ones that you thought looked dangerous, you'll be able to see this. He's actually like humming something, and he's putting his hands on them and doing all kinds of things and taking care of them.
Does it look like he's seen us?
No. And as Sir Talvis says, what's going on? What are you? What's everyone looking at?
There's a guy or a person down there who's tending to the trees.
Those nasty trees. He says, what does he look like?
Well, I don't know, I'll hold them out towards like Kino or somebody else who could see better and explain the situation.
Winter Eladrin. It looks like he's tending to the trees.
He says, "Oh, let's go, off to the house."
Nope, good enough for me.
Yep.
Oh,
All right.
start
Fitrix
walking
moves in that
away.
direction. All right. Yeah, Fintrix. From here you can see that. From here, this is what you see. The house. It's not actually floating. The house is on what looks like a fluffy, pillowy substance that kind of looks like cloud on each direction. I couldn't rep it unfortunately in Tailspire, but it's like it's on a giant cloud. You can see it coming up here.
Is his supposed to house? Is his house supposed to be on a cloud?
He says, "Oh, I vaguely remember something about not wanting to hurt his friend. I'm not exactly sure. It's something strange, something that's always been like that. It's been like that ever since I've been there."
So don't touch the cloud, is what you're saying.
Oh, you actually, you can. The person I was with last time just stepped on the cloud coming into the door. It's quite squishy.
Does your friend speak the same tongue as we do, or is this going to be one of those situations where?
Oh no, he does speak our tongue. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's at least a little
Oh,
less.
by the way, before we see my friend, just so everyone knows, I'm sure that you're polite folk and all, but he is what some folk might think of as a monster. He is a goblin, goblinoid, goblin, whatever. No attacking my friend though. He's harmless and quite a little mad, but fine. He's not a monster though.
I mean, look at me. I'm a dragon. You
I
can see
know.
that I've heard things.
You can yeah, if there are more flowers there if you want to try to harvest them.
Brother.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a whirl.
Okay. Go
What
ahead.
about
and
what?
roll.
A world for flowers. Yeah.
What are you
I'm
doing?
over here at
You
art
stay
class.
away from him.
Guidance.
Grin,
All
while
right.
he's taking care of this, do you happen to still have the corpse slayer?
Yeah. Grin fishes through
Wait
his
for
weapons
investigation.
like a golf bag.
All right. Cool.
Here you go.
8 for investigation, you said, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
All right, cool. And go ahead and give me your. So as you're going through and looking, by the way, this time, it's some kind of silver dandelion, but it's also covered in a fluffy what look like cloud-like tufts.
All right, so D20 plus proficiency. Guidance as well. It's 25 total.
All right. This one, you know that once you pick it, you have to use it. So you did a bunch of tests on this. That cloud-like substance, you can actually blow it once it's picked. But unfortunately, it's going to be inert, not be useful after 10 minutes. So you have it for 10 minutes if you want it. While holding it, you can use your action to blow on the tufts, causing them to fly forward. Though, in a line that is 40 feet and 5 feet wide, the wisp spreads out to form a dense silver cloud. The area is heavily obscured for 10 minutes, or until a wind of moderate or greater speed of at least 10 miles per hour can actually disperse it. When a creature enters the cloud or starts its turn there, it must make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw on a failed, so the creature uses all of its movement and just goes in a random direction. Very useful item. Unfortunately, there is no real way at this moment to harvest this thing and not use it in the next 10 minutes.
All right, I'll notate it in
So
one
you
of
could
my
leave it there if you
alchemy
want.
journals. Yeah, I'll leave it
Yeah,
there, but I'll
yeah.
notate the plan and all that.
Okay. All right. So, what would you guys like to do?
Continue on towards the cabin.
All right. All right. So you do see that the cabin has this very pillowy, fluffy substance in it. That's actually closed. And by the way, as you get up to this vantage point too, you do notice off into the distance, there's some kind of strange. First of all, there's ruins over here that you've never seen before, that are quite dramatic and look like they're ruins from a ancient civilization of some kind. And then off into the distance, there is this weird, strange tree thing that looks like it houses something. You can see that from where you're at.
Is
And then of
there a
course you get a
landmark for the
little bit
tree
better.
on the map?
No. No, nope. As a matter of fact, the map only encompasses this whole area must be where that thing is saying. That's why the map is not 100% a one-to-one kind of thing. So that you're guessing that this entire area just counts as that one area on the map. And then yeah, so as you get to here, there's that fluffy, pillowy, cloud-like stuff that the house is on.
Well, I trust our little friend here. If you guys
Yeah.
want, I can step on it first.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, there's more
Oh, yeah.
flowers.
I'll
Yep.
help
He says
Venture step onto it.
if you go up to there, just knock on the door and I'll yell out to jingle jangle.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
that's probably the most polite.
Bam.
Yeah. So you get up and sure enough it is very squishy and soft, and you knock on the door, and he says, "Jingle jangle! It's your old friend Sir Talavar. I've brought friends, and I need your help. I'm kind of in a pickle here in a cage that I can't get out of. That's slowly killing me.
Yeah, you're not in a pickle, you're in a cage.
He says, yes, there's a girl here too that takes everything very literally. Please come out. Please come out and help." And he says that a couple times. Sure enough, Fintrix, you actually hear someone coming down, but you actually hear the jingling of many keys. It's like almost like snow bells as this thing walks down and opens the door and looks at you. It is a small goblin. Here, let me show you guys what this thing looks like. All right. Oh, so sad. I had all this ready. Hold on. Let's see. Here we go. Right. Okay, a tiny goblin. Not tiny though. A small goblin that looks like this. Yeah, I get to do 2 NPCs at once. That's great. Looks like this. And he says, "Sir Televar, it's Jingle Jangle!" And he says, I'm so happy, and he jumps up and down, and you hear the things. He's like, "Oh, it's a dragon! Oh!" And he runs upstairs. He says, "Come on, Jingle Jangle, get down here! I'm dying! It's not a real dragon, it's just a dragon man!" And he says he was like this with me too. He's a bad experience with dragons. It's just the door's open. Let's just follow him up.
I don't think that's necessarily good manners. I don't really want to get punished.
He says, "Good point, sir. Good point." He says, "Jingle Jangle, get your butt down here and fight us in." And he says, nothing happens after a while. and then slowly you hear those things come down, and he says, "Jingle jangle doesn't want to get hurt by a dragon." And Sir
I'll
Talavar says, "Go ahead."
I
Yep.
was gonna say I'll hold a hand up and then slowly put the cage like down like on the cloud with me if it'll like hold it. If not, I'm not just gonna like drop the dude and let him fall through the cloud.
No, it'll hold it. It'll hold it. Yeah.
If you'd like, I can leave my sword out here and my shield out here and just kind of like shake a little bit of the null blood off the shield. And I can come in without a weapon and it'll just be me and our friend here.
Okay, so he's a jingle jangle, just doesn't want his head to get bitten, and he's like, looks like he's having a hard time wrestling with wanting to help you and being terrified.
Kino holds up the hand puppet of the wizard.
I'll squat down a little bit so I'm like closer to Jingle Jangle's size too.
Yeah, yep.
It's not
I
how you
mean no
talk to
harm.
short people.
I I I do what I can to defend those in need. It's sort of my thing, and I'll kind of hold the hand out to him to where he can shake it. My name's
Yep.
Gypsy, or at least that's what my friends call me. I'm more than happy to even sit out here and let you take care of your friend, and I don't even need to enter your home.
He says, "Come inside! Don't bite my head!"
I have other friends with me. Are they allowed in, or do you want them to remain outside?
He says, "More dragons!"
No, I am the only dragon. Well, there's a man who kind of looks like a dragon, but he's not really a dragon. He's mechanical, steel would be the word I'd use.
And let me get something for him too. He says, we'll just use this for now. That's not great, but he says, "Fun, fun, come in." And he looks away in the corner over here. He literally stands in the corner while everyone comes in.
Henri,
Hi.
can you clean me up? I'm covered in blood. You look at
Yes.
Kino and she's sprayed with blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably pretty bloody too.
I clean everybody who has blood on them with prestidigitation.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I know you wanted to save that for later, Chris. God damn it.
All right,
I can't get
so
in the
he's
door.
he's literally staring. This tiny goblin is staring
There we
in
go.
the corner, and Sir Telever says, "So jingle jangle, they're fine. They're not going to hurt anyone. Just if you could just turn around and help me out of this damned cage." And Jingle Jangle is visibly upset, shaking.
I
Hi,
hold
we're
up
not
the
gonna
hand.
hurt you.
I have the hand puppet of the wizard, and I have it on my hand, and I'm having him like kind of wave his arms and doing a little dance that I got at the fair.
Sorry, what was that? What at the fair?
I have the hand puppet of the wizard, and I'm not using it to cast a spell. I just have it on my hand, and I'm kind of making him dance.
Okay. Yeah, he turns around a little bit as he clearly sees there's now a bunch of people behind him. Catches a quick glance of the puppet, and he's like, "Okay, I guess." And he turns around and looks at everybody. Clearly, he's super afraid. Um,
So, Ivar would like to take a step forward.
Yeah.
And start playing his viol a little bit and try and kind of calm him down.
Yeah, that's awesome. Go ahead and make a performance check. And also, as you guys enter into the house, this is what you see too. So this is a pretty, it's kind of a cramped space, but the house has a really pleasant smell of like apples, and it smells like he had just been making like a pie or something. It smells actually really amazing. And then upstairs, over on the top, you will notice that there's a room that is obviously up here too, and you also feel the warmth of like the fire and the hearth and everything else. Go ahead and what's your performance check?
Before he rolls, seeing Ivar pull out his viol, can I like stand behind him with my flute to aid
Yeah.
his performance?
Absolutely.
And I got a 26.
Great. So, yeah. So as you start to play, he does very slowly but surely drop all of this weird nervousness, and you see that he's still in the corner, but his foot starts to tap, and he starts to like turn around very slowly, and he says, jingle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle, and he starts to dance over and over again. And
I'll
yep.
try and make up a song that uses the jingle jangle and kind of like pick up the beat, try and get everyone in the room to start dancing and engaging in it. If whoever wants to.
Awesome. Yeah, that'll certainly help. So he starts to dance and laugh, and he starts to clap his hands, and he by the way, as that's happening, Sir Talavar tries to like dance as much as he can as well, and he says, "Jingle jangle, I told you, it's fine, it's fine." And Jingle Jangle does notice the cage at this point, and where is Sir Talavar, by the way? Who has him?
I still have him.
Okay. All right. So as he's dancing, he does walk over, and he says, "Oh, Jingle Jangle knows the key. Jingle Jangle knows the key." And he goes and he starts to dance all the way up into his room there, and he disappears for a couple minutes.
I got. Does anyone have anything we could fork over? Right, we're supposed to like return favors and stuff like that here, right? That was something we were told. I have
gold.
Well, I have probably no good here though, unless he just like shiny things. I have all that knucklehead trout.
I have some magic candy.
The stuffed flowers.
I thought he specifically said that it was a gift that you had to exchange of equal value.
Oh, maybe he said gift. I just felt like it was maybe the right thing to do.
Is hospitality not a gift?
I mean, you're not wrong. At least etiquette would say that that's the case. Not that I'm sure how well everyone is versed in that.
And Sir Talavar does speak up, and he says, "I think since I'm a friend of his, I think it's fine. But is the room dark to anyone else?" And he starts to slowly like lay down in the cage. Jingle Jangle comes back. Jingle Jangle comes back. He's like, "Jingle Jangle, Jingle Jangle's got the key. I know I have it." And he's going through his pack and everything else. And you see that he takes out this key that actually moves. So it's a very ornate key with a skull, a 3D skull on the end. But the key, the actual point of the key, has all of these like strange spindles that move. It's all made out of metal, and it looks like it's some kind of clockwork movement. But they start to move going through it. And sure enough, Jingle Jangle puts it in. Let's see if he can even do this. Right. So he does. So he goes through, and after like 3 minutes or so, Sir Talavar loses consciousness. He is able to open up the cage. And he grabs Sir Talavar, kind of like a child would, and like takes him out of the cage, and he says, "Jingle, jingle, jingle," and he's yep. Yeah, he just like takes him out. He literally just takes him out, like fully, like not even almost like he's like holding the dragon. Oh, not very gingerly, but like really, really proud of himself.
Can I see him for 2 seconds, Jingle Jangle, and then you can take him back?
Yeah, so he gives it back to you. He says, "Did it?" And he gives you the thing. He's unconscious at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Lay on Hands, and I'll give him back 25 hit points.
Awesome. Yeah. He failed his first saving throw as well. Perfect. So he comes back and he says, "Oh, that was quite close. Wow." And he says, "Oh, thank God, thank you so much, sir."
Yeah.
And he looks over at Jingle Jangle. He says, "Oh, and you." He says, "Thank you." And you see that he's now flying out of his cage.
Well,
Yay!
we are Dragonkin after all. We do kind of have to stick together. Strength in numbers and all that.
Yep. All right,
better.
and it's 9:30, guys. We'll leave it right there. We will leave it there and start exactly here from next time.
That was a lot of fun.
That was such a quick session.
That was. I wish we could keep going.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Yeah.
It'll definitely get quicker too. Like these now that we have like full things in Tailspire, and now that we actually have like actual like pointed hooks, this is all gonna go, I think, more quickly. So we'll see.
It also goes more quickly when you cast haste.
Yeah.
No, that's great. I mean, honestly, we haven't had a group with haste yet, and haste is very, very good. So
Haste gets my speed to 80, which is really nice.
Yeah, guess who's getting hasted like all the time? I didn't even know that. I was just like, "Oh, you're nearby and you're raging. You can have haste." You're like the Flash running around.
So enjoyable to get 2 weapon attacks and use your breath weapon on the same turn.
That was crazy. I have Eternals tickets, guys, so I'm gonna roll. But thank you so much. It was amazing.
Oh, let me know how it
Oh,
is.
cool.
All right, I sure the shall. Bye, guys.
You know,
Bye.
Bye. Have a good
See you
night.
later.
Awesome. See you guys.
Peace.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't find the Corpse Slayer for whatever reason. It doesn't show me like any magical items in my
All right, guys. I've got to run too. Awesome. I will talk to everybody later.
Night.
Good night, Chris.
Sounds good.
Catch you later,
Thanks.
Chris.
Yep. Later.
Chris,
Bye.
at some point, I'm also going to send you some magic items in the bag of holding Group B has that
Yep.
Mina kind of
Oh, by the way,
described.
see, I think you sent me a message about Mina's spell book. Mina's spell book would be lost, but everything else is
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
And with owning cats, you get to care for a creature that sleeps to up to 20 hours a day, but still manages to run laps around your house at 3 a.m. And on top of that, owning cats brings you the one thing we're all looking for: unconditional